Welcome, everybody, to the Making Awesome podcast. This is episode 249, probably, I think.
Question mark?
Fairly certain it's
Maybe.
249. I don't know.
I just closed the YouTube window, so I can't even cheat.
It doesn't show me the title, the full title. I have to go to edit and check it. Yes, it is. It is 249. Oh man, tech issues be damned. So fun times when you completely reset your computer, like clean install of everything, and you forget it's a problem. Oh, and look, my internet is crapping itself.
I was just going to ask, how's your internet doing? Because from my side, it sounds very roboto, and I was trying to determine, is it my internet or is it your internet?
I'm assuming it's me. I gotta, yeah, Adam's editing, so I gotta kick him off. So.
Sorry, Adam.
Yep. Sorry, Adam. It's the way it goes. Yeah, we're on Spectrum today, kids. We're on Spectrum, and that means, yeah. There's not much I can do about it. All right, so Adam is now off the network.
Is it stabilized?
We'll see. So far, it looks like it's stabilized. I'm only pushing 8 kilobits. That's it. Oh, no, it's not even close to stabilized. All right, let me make sure it's not on my computer side. Sorry, everybody. Welcome back. You know, we're doing the same thing we always do, which is have internet problems because we're on Spectrum, which I guess I should remind people that if you use coupon code FUISP10 on shop.3dmusketeers.com, you can get 10% off of the Packet Loss t-shirt while we're streaming, because it's always a problem.
I do love every time we get packet loss, it's just free discount code. Let's go.
Oh my god, it is so frustrating. Well, all right, let's cut how much internet we're using and hope for the best.
I still love that we've just started streaming, and I've already got people in the chat saying from GP3 Design, Jacob looking very manly today. That's like the go-to thing now. Just, is this really the 3D Musketeers live stream, or is this just the people look at me and your number go up?
Man, I don't know. It depends.
Hey, as long as YouTube likes it, that's all that matters.
All right, looks like it's fine. I cut the amount that we were pushing down, so I am hoping that's okay. Oh, I know the issue.
Yeah,
I know the issue. We'll be right back. I know the issue. We have to restart. I know what the issue is. We have to restart. So give me just a second. Welcome, everybody, to the second attempt at the Making Awesome Cast.
What was wrong?
It's actually still crapping on me. So I was sending a 1440 signal rather than a 1080 signal. But no, it's still angry. So I don't know why. That should have been the only problem, but oh well. All right, we're gonna dig into it. So the big topic today, and it's something that you and I have had some time to really think about, really let it marinate, is the value of trade shows. So This one is going to be more small business focused than some of the others, and we'll see. So trade shows, right? They are ungodly expensive, like
straight up
ungodly expensive. But there should be some value that you can extract from it. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So every time I've gone to a show, I've always been told by everyone that goes there,
any size of company, it's unprofitable. You do not go to shows to make money. You do it for other reasons. So it could be networking. It could be validation. So getting like people to see the machines in person. It could be a lot of other things. Apparently, I might be echoing. Just see if there's like an audio feedback loop if you could.
You shouldn't be echoing. No,
Okay.
I mean,
no, it's not an open mic. I'm in headphones.
and I don't hear him echoing on my side, which is even funnier that I don't hear him on my side.
Okay.
Oh, and the internet is absolutely toast. All right, I'm gonna cancel the stream. There's nothing I can do. I can't do my job. So,
Is that it? Is the stream done? For today?
I'm pissed. Everything is failing on us today. We hear an echo on the stream. I don't know what to do, guys. He's echoing. I can't.
Can
hear
you
it.
mute me? Can you just mute one of the things
Sure.
and see if it
I
still
just
comes
muted.
through?
I muted Jacob now. Now you probably can't
Cool.
hear him.
If I'm talking and you can do anything, definitely not miming. Right now.
I
Definitely not.
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
What is it?
I bet I know what it is.
Oh, everyone's saying that worked. They are saying it's
Son
working.
of a gun. I know what it is. God bless it. God bless it.
What
So
was it?
when you put in a new OBS, it unmutes all of your audio.
What?
So I have 3 outputs for my desktop. So you are being repeated 3 times with slight audio delays because you had filters on some of them and filters on not all of them.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's start
but
from the top.
the internet is still shot. So
For everyone watching, is it still a watchable stream, or is it?
no, I'm dropping
bad?
packets.
Well, it's dropping packets, but dropping packets at a rate that is still
No,
enjoyable.
No, it's not enjoyable for me because I'm seeing that we're losing 20% of the data that we're sending. It's not
Everyone
enjoyable
else is saying
for
it
me.
looks good.
No, I can see us dropping packets. Jonathan, please go ahead and call Spectrum. I will send you the code that you need, but go ahead and call Spectrum if you are available. That's the code
Could
you
it
need.
be is it download, not upload? Because everyone's saying it looks fine, no choppiness.
Nope, it's
no drop
upload.
packets.
The issue is on the upload side.
Really?
You don't stream on the download side, homie. You stream on the upload side.
No, as in, if it was being choppy on your side, that's my side being downloaded.
No.
to you before you send it back.
OBS and YouTube are both yelling at me saying that we have choppiness. So.
Ah. What do you want to do? Everyone is saying it's fine. We could do the most scuffed stream possible. And we are recording.
Well, no, see what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and I'm just going to restart it. It's great. It's great. See, the fun part is that we upload the raw recording of this. We don't upload what we stream to YouTube. So I just restarted the recording for the 3rd time. So welcome everybody to the Making Awesome podcast. This is episode 249, where this is try number 3, where my internet still sucks and you can get 10% off of the Packet Lost shirt on shop.3dmusketeers.com by using the coupon code FUISP10. Because Spectrum sucks. We're going to be talking once again, for the 3rd time, about trade shows because they're expensive, they're time consuming, and quite frankly, I think a lot of small businesses do them wrong.
Yeah.
So,
like, a lot of the time, people go to these shows to try and make money. And everywhere that I've been has told me you will not earn money at a trade show. And every experience I've had, up until Form Next, has been you will not earn money at a trade show. And it's a hard pill to swallow because old industry loves their shows. They love the in-person, they love seeing it, they love touching, but it doesn't earn money. I've never earned a penny that has been like profit from a trade show. We've only ever lost money. And it's because you need to stop looking at trade shows as money generators, like certain industries does it work for, but not us. You need to look at it as either validation or like networking, like
Yes.
talking to people in person. That's what it's for.
Yeah, the big thing with trade shows is booths for small businesses are a waste of money unless you have a lot of people going. So, Formnext was the perfect example of this. We went to the big booths, right? We were at Farsoon's booth. Farsoon had over $1 million of equipment at that booth.
Oh, easy.
Over $1 million.
Easy.
Well, they had a functioning metal printer at their booth. So it was $1 million, right? It was $1 million. Also, hi, fans at Farsoon. We had no idea that Farsoon watches the podcast, but hi, guys. I had a fun meeting with the marketing director person, and we might be seeing you soon. But, yeah, like, when you're a big company that can afford big trade shows, do them. But when you're a small company, you can't always afford those big trade shows. Because, what, a booth is going to cost you 10, 15, 20,000, right? They're
What, a small show or a Formnext?
A Formnext, right?
No, more. 15,000 is nowhere even close.
Really?
15,000 is a small show in the UK. Formnext, we're looking at 50 to 80,000.
See, this will
For
be
a
a
small
question
booth.
that I have to ask Luke from Luke's lab, because he split a booth, and I'd be very curious to.
And it was a very small booth. It wasn't even a hard shell booth.
Yep. No, I'd be very curious to know, what that cost. I think that. I think that the cost for him was quite a bit lower than 50, but I mean, we'll see. So the big thing with small business, and even if you're at a big business and you're debating, do I want to go? Do I want to go? Do I want to go? Yes, you want to go. No, you don't want a booth. You just want to go. You want to go. You want to walk the floor. Okay. The big thing.
I think that also answers Rara's question in the chat of, as a small business owner, is being an attendee worthwhile?
100%. So here's the problem with having a booth. If you are a small business and want to have a booth, you are missing the opportunities to go out and talk to everybody else. You are reliant on the fact that exhibitors and attendees are going to find your booth, get you at the right time, and then talk to you. You are reliant on all of that. And, well, if you're a small company, you're not going to have luck. And you might, okay, to be clear, that's much more of a, only sit still and absolutes kind of thing. But I think you will have significantly less luck than if you just walked around and went to the exhibitors that you wanted to see. Now, here's the fun problem, right? That can't always work. It can't always work because at some point, the big companies have booths and they've made a financial decision that these booths are worthwhile for them. If you are going to launch a new product, a booth might be worth it, but dedicate at least 1 or 2 people to run that booth while you are going out and talking to other people. And you might say, but Grant, that's expensive. Yes. Yes, it is. It is very expensive. But that's okay. There's this fun problem with small business, which is you need marketing, but you don't have the money for it. You need time to do the marketing, which you don't have either.
You don't have time for it.
So, how do you effectively solve this problem?
Hard to say. I can't say that I've done it correctly, because
No,
I haven't.
I haven't.
What I can say is what trade shows have done great for us is brand recognition and basically litmus testing. Like when we take a show, we can test our sales pitch directly to people. We can show off the machine and we can see those initial reactions that normally you never get to see because they're behind a web screen or behind a YouTube video. They're not in-person reactions. So having an in-person reaction is very valuable for trying to determine what price point you go at, what marketing spiel do you do, how do you do the spiel, like what is the sellability of the machine once you are trying to sell it. And that is almost as valuable as everything else because you can't pay for that. You can't pay to bring people in and be like, oh, this is what I think about the machine. Oh, I'm going to try this sales pitch on you. Like, you can only do it. So seeing trade shows more as like a marketing training tool, I'd agree with that. Marketing as training.
Yes.
That's a good investment.
Yes. No, absolutely. That is a worthwhile long-term investment. But when do you start?
Don't think it's worth it.
Right? When do you start?
I'd say you start when you have a solidified brand. So once
I have an angry printer.
Are you alive?
Keep talking.
Oh, you got an angry printer. Yeah. Once you have a brand you want to start building recognition for, that's when trade shows are good because you can do it in person, do everything like that. Obviously, YouTube helps as well, and all social media presence helps. But really having a presence in the field allows people to know you exist. It will not make sales. These type of things don't make sales. What they do is you start getting brand recognition. You can check, like, what do people think of it? It's basically social engineering. And all of that social engineering when it comes to a trade show is stuff that normally you either have to intuit or guess. And trade shows allow you to get validation. So
I want to back up a bit because at a small business, yes, it does, but there's more to it than just the validation side of it. So a couple of things, right? There's 3 different ways that we can go down this path, and I think it's valuable that we go down all 3 of them. We've got the user, just the average person that wants to go and see cool stuff. You've got the small business owner, right, that has a product or a service and wants to go to a trade show. And then the third one, which is the content creator, right? Because there are a lot of people that want to become content creators that might, whether they're writers, video, whatever, they want to create content in some meaningful way. In all instances, I believe the shows are valuable, and in all instances, the way to do it is the exact same way, in my opinion. For your first time, it is not to get a booth, it is to just go and to exhibit. Or, sorry, to attend. So...
And that is what I did with Formnext.
Well,
because
technically you were working with 3D Musketeers. But yes.
Well, no, either way, like, my goal, other than 3D Musketeers, is selfish. And that was, I want to see Formnext before I pull the plug and not pull the plug. What's the saying where it's the opposite of cancelling something when you want to do it?
Like, pull the trigger?
Pull the trigger, that's it. When
Yeah.
I pull the trigger on doing a Formnext, I want to see what it's like. Because a lot of the shows in the UK, we've been to them once, and there's a reason it's staying at once. We're never going to them again. Formnext, I was afraid, might be one of them, where it's very expensive, there's a safety and logistics concern, and you go there, and then it won't be worth it. And that is a lot of stuff that you can't justify. Though, I'm going to say one thing, that is probably to have buyer's remorse. I think it wasn't worth it for him, because he was in the right area for his product. And I think it being in the right area for your product is what you need.
Sorry, you glitched out there for a second.
Okay, no worries. I saw the freeze. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I think Luke's stand was in the wrong area. I strongly
That's
think that.
fair.
Like, I think
It
Formnext
probably
is
was.
worth it.
It will.
I think if Luke wasn't in 11-0, or 11.1 and it was in 12 anything, it would have been worth it.
So
And that is the thing that I was looking for, was how big is it? What is the footfall? Is it the right catchment area? Because there are catchment areas at that show. Like, different floors had different catchments. We know, for example, we never really left 12.1. 12.1 was the fun zone. That's where Luke probably wants to be. And
he likely didn't know.
was
This
in-
is the problem with getting booths at... So Form Next is the unique one. I guess Rapid is similar, but Form Next is the unique one compared to the other ones that we have been to, which is, it's massive, right? We've been to other trade shows, but they haven't been 4 floors at 500,000 square feet each, right? For reference, I just Googled it and the AI overview, so grain of salt that obviously, $10,000 to $20,000 for a standard booth. Based on the 2024-2025 pricing. A corner stand with the 2 sides open is about 339 euros per square meter, and the island stand, which is like in the middle where all 4 sides are open, is about 389 per square meter.
That's actually not too bad. I
No,
thought it
no,
would be a lot
and
worse.
trade shows will have varying, expense rates, right? The defense-oriented ones and the government-oriented ones tend to cost more because they can. Where these ones that are more like industry-focused tend to cost less because they want more people. Shane1234C with the $20, Fix Robot Jacob. Thank you very much. By the way, ad-free streams, so support the sponsors, support all the stuff, links down below. We're too deep in the talking. I'm not going to take us too far out of it. And hey, donate if that's your kind of thing. But I would say that, so like Luke had it right where he was able to leave his booth for a bit and walk around. For us as content creators, getting through to the right people in the companies is very, very difficult. Very difficult. But when you go to shows, the right people are there. And you don't have any of these in-between people that you have to work through. So, like, great example. I've been trying to work with Artec, right? We really want to work with Artec 3D. It took me 6 months to get through to the right people. It took 5 minutes at Form Next. Because the right person was there. And so, like, that's part of the thing that I think really exists with these shows. Is if you are trying to make the connections, if you are selling a printer, if you are selling a service, if you are trying to build connections, having a booth doesn't work. If you're trying to just show off, a booth works great.
I mean, the proof is Farsoon. It was, you were able to get that meeting with Farsoon because you saw them and you got the contact right there. If you were trying to do
And
that manually, it
Koenigsegg.
would have taken you months. And Koenigsegg.
What's up, guys at Koenigsegg? I'm never gonna come down from that high of having people from Koenigsegg recognize us and want to take photos with us. I'm never coming down from that. Never.
That was insane.
And I don't really care about their
Insanely
current
cool.
beef with the Hamilton collection, and I don't care. Those cars are still cool. I don't care whether you think that they're reliable or not. They're still cool, and I don't care. Are you getting a car? Koenigsegg, sponsor the YouTube channel. Send us a CC850. Because I live down a
I
dirt
think
road
at
and
the
we know
moment-
that's what it's made for.
Both of us have terrible, terrible cars at the moment.
You have a car that functions.
I have an update on that.
Oh, God. Yeah, so
It's not good.
We'll go through the car issues later on in the show, but suffice to say, I have very, very limited mobility right now with a vehicle, and we'll go through why toward the end of the show. But
That is the same for me for different reasons.
Yeah.
My mobility distance has shrunk considerably.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just, yeah. I could have told you these things, but you didn't come to me before you bought a car, so I can't help you when you don't come to me.
It's still cheaper than the other options. I did the math afterwards because I had buyer's remorse.
Hey,
I did the smart decision.
either way, so Nepo, little Nepo Muck in there said, when you want to meet cool people, just stand next to 3D Musketeers and have gummy bears. It's true. So, I have a sweet tooth. I have a well-documented sweet tooth. And I really like German Haribo. It is awesome. And Nepo happens to live near the factory. And what did she do, Jacob?
She gave me 6 kilos.
Well, she brought 6 kilos of candy to
Nobody
give
would
away.
take it, so she just gave it to me. And I loved it. Literally, I'm sharing it out. I'm giving it to people, being like, oh, look at this. And they're so good.
Yep.
They're actually so good. I don't know what those little gem ones are. They're delicious. I love them. I'm just so much candy.
Well, and it's
So
quality
much.
candy because it's made with good ingredients, and I still like those ropes. And I don't know what they're called, but the sour ropes that
Oh my God,
or
they were
belts,
lovely.
the sour belts that Haribo
Yep.
makes that are veggie. They were so good. Do you actually have some? You like went over?
I was literally just checking if I have some.
Okay.
No, I don't. I've run out. I've run out. But I do have a sweet tooth now, so I'm gonna have a lollipop.
Okay. So, yes, it is good if you want to meet people. And yes, bribery, of course, is always a proper system. John S. asked if they're Sour Gates belts. I think they're GT 6.5. Don't know what that means, but I'm going with it.
So their generation 6.5 belts is what you've just said.
GT2, isn't that the pitch?
No, it's not. It's the 8. It's the generation of the belt. It's GT2 2mm pitch.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we've literally just got in a load of GT3 belts, which are 3rd generation.
Wait a minute.
GT 2mm belts.
No. You need to hold
Yeah.
the F on
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
You're telling me that everybody wanting GT 1.5 on their machines they don't even understand?
Yes. 100% they
Oh,
don't.
God.
That's why I love it when
Oh,
people are like, oh, I
God.
want GT 1.5. It's like, that's not it.
It's not.
That's not it.
Is that even a thing? Is GT 1.5
No.
even a thing?
No, it's not. It's a 1.5mm pitch. But it's not a Gates timing belt generation 3 or a generation 2. That's what GT means. It's
Shane says, so for smaller manufacturers, what's better? One large show like Formnext, or do you go to, say, 3 to 5 smaller shows for companies trying to get a foothold in the market? Which is the better investment? So, that's a great question, and I think that
I have
is...
answers for that one.
The answer is it depends. The answer is it always depends. And the reason that it depends is who are the shows bringing in? What are the
No.
people... I disagree.
Wrong.
If you're going to
Size of the company massively affects it. Because don't do a massive trade show if you only have one product. Because the cost will be the same if you have one product or a dozen products that you can fit within the same space. When you're starting out, the smaller shows you can generally get so much more cheaper, even free. Because a lot of these shows, last minute, will have people drop out, where they just can't make the logistics. You can go in and be like, hey, I can fill your empty slot, just let us pay for the electricity, and you're in. We've done that a load of times.
But that would
and that
exist.
allows you to be at a show.
That would exist regardless. So,
If
like-
you get bigger, they wisen up on it because it looks more like they're helping upstarts and they're more willing to do it. A show like Formnext, however, if I was only selling Construct 1, not even the XL, but Construct 1, it wouldn't be worth it. Because the bigger catchment area, the higher upfront cost, It's not going to build brand recognition because that's a trickle thing, and it's not going to be able to sell the product very well. But if, say, I sold Construct One, a maintenance package, a printing service, all of these things without needing another machine, then it starts to become worth it, because now you're hitting different market segments at one show.
Okay, I can understand that, and that's fair. But I think the target audience for the show is way more important than the show itself. So we have Soft Week here in Tampa, Special Operations Forces (SOF). So Soft Week, the thing with Soft Week is that if you are not trying to sell to the military, you shouldn't be there. And I don't necessarily care if it was free. Or if it's, I mean, that's a bigger show, but work with me here. You need to look at the people that will be there, right? A Form Next, if you're a service bureau, if you're a 3D Musketeers, exhibiting at Form Next is dumb. There's no reason for you to be exhibiting at Form Next. None. You should be going to the Rep Rap festivals. You should be going to the smaller shows. So a big show like a Form
I wouldn't even
Next,
say that. 3D Musketeers would do better, in my eyes, than doing a trade show, because you're very bespoke and very unique with how you do stuff.
Sure.
A Rep Rap festival, the catchment area are makers. And makers are going to do it anyway. They don't need you very much. For 3D Musketeers, I would say LinkedIn adverts.
Oh God, that's so much. I don't know anything about the ad side of things, and I don't want to.
It's actually not too bad. It's about 10 cents per click. You can get a little bit cheaper.
But again, you have to know your target.
£5,000.
You got to know your target. You have to do it right, or you're literally pissing money into the wind, and hoping that it comes back on to you. And like that is not the type of business that I want to run, and that's why you don't see that we run a lot. My ads are the YouTube channel. That's the ads that we do. Our ads are our YouTube channel. That's it. We don't do paid advertising any other way unless it's like, hey, we're going to work with another YouTube channel or something like that. The paid advertising that we do is surrounding the content that we do. But it's because our business is a little bit more unique than most. LinkedIn, there is a lot of value on LinkedIn. And Tuan Tran Pham, he's the CEO of FiberSeek for the Americas, but prior, he's been in all these different industries. He is the perfect example of that. If you do it right, LinkedIn can work. My LinkedIn is the example of I get so much spam and I hate it. It is so bad. And it frustrates me. So, yeah. The thing that we run into, in my opinion, is more of understanding directly who your target audience is. And for service bureaus, you might be well refined in who you serve, what you serve, how you serve, but you're likely not going to turn away a big job if it comes from outside of your regular, your regular audience, as it was. Real quick, Mad Cat USA, $10, keeping the stream ad-free. Thank you. Keeping this madness ad-free, so thank you. Ra-Ra's asking if we advertise our scanning and printing services outside of the YouTube channel. No. This might come as a surprise to a lot of you. I am terrible with marketing and advertising. It's why we are 5 years deep in this YouTube channel and only at 55,000 subscribers. If we were better, we wouldn't have this problem. That's the thing. Sorry, my brother keeps messaging me about Spectrum. Please just handle it. I will make tomorrow work. I will make tonight work. I just need you to handle it, and I cannot take phone calls while we're streaming. I can't do it. So I'm sorry, they cannot call me. I will not answer. But like, yeah, I've got all these different things happening around me. What was I talking about?
I actually don't know. I'm awful. The moment you ask me what you're talking about, the moment is I forget.
Okay.
But there is a really good point. I'm going to butcher this name. Altugobarasi? I'm sorry, your name is long and I'm dyslexic.
Altugo
asks,
Barassi. Oh, Basri.
Altugo
Basri.
It also depends on your customer profile. If customers are individuals, then yes, smaller shows might be better. But if you're selling to other companies, then Formnext is holy grail. That hits it on the head. And something that I completely forgot. Formnext is international. People come from around the world to go to Formnext. Smaller shows get smaller catchment areas because they tend to be local. So 3D Musketeers will do a lot better at a local show, no matter the size, because it's local, over going to Formnext. Because Grant doesn't want to get somebody from France. He doesn't need that. He needs somebody in the Florida, Tampa area and around in America. So going to local shows around him make a lot more sense for his business model. When you're an international selling company like Construct 3D, you want to go as far and wide as you can because it adds more people to your catchment area. For them, it's just a click on a website. A website is available around the world. You want to go to shows that are world capable, not necessarily so I live in Lincoln, UK. I wouldn't want to go to a show in Lincoln, UK, because the only people I'm going to get are people in Lincoln, UK. And there's not many additive people that want that. The UK isn't a big country. You want to go bigger than that. So you want to go to bigger shows.
This is Altug from Evenco, from Formnext. They did they were the ones right by a generative machine that had the Kuka
really?
arm on the tracks. Yeah, that's them.
Hello.
And see, if you want to network, this is where you go. You go to Formnext, you get to meet people like Altug from Evenco. Oh, their machine was so cool. Here, I actually, so cool. That's also one of the few. They're one of the few booths that I have actual photos from on my personal phone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So yes, Formnext. If you have the opportunity, even if you're like, I don't have the entire trip paid for, I'm not 100% certain how we're gonna pay for the trip, go. If it is not going to financially ruin you to go to one of these shows, go to the show.
Yep.
Attend it. Even if you don't do anything huge, go there, talk with people, right?
I mean, how?
Yeah,
like
literally,
first-hand...
this is what Evenco was doing. They were printing with a gosh darn Kuka arm with a pellet extruder. It was so cool. And look, if I scroll next, what's the next photo on my phone? Myself in the coding set, guys. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, literally, that's... Yeah. Yeah. You have no idea the amount of greasing that can be done at places like this, right? Even the smaller shows, you have opportunities to talk with people, start to build relationships, and continue them further through these bigger shows.
Yep. I mean,
right?
You've experienced this firsthand now with bringing me out with you. My job was only to be a sad puppy following you around, waiting to film something with you. And how many times in the first and second day were we going from booth to booth and suddenly I just disappeared? Because somebody grabbed me to be like, we need to talk business.
It happened more than I wanted because we were supposed to be working, but I understand. And I was trying my best to like, okay, he also has his own company. I need to let him run it. But then it's like, well, no, I'm paying for him to be here. He's working for me, damn it. He needs to be working for me.
It was so awkward because I'm literally there to people being like, I need to be with Grant. And they're like, yeah, but we're going to talk about this anyway. I'm like, yeah. And then I look over at Grant, and Grant is like yatting away at people, just being like yap 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 about something really cool. I'm like, maybe I can do this
You're like,
conversation.
I got like 5 minutes until he's gonna realize I'm God.
Yeah. And the amount of times that happened, like literally, I'd be walking down one of the corridors, and somebody would just wave at me. I'm like, I don't know who this is, and then they introduce themselves. Like, this is a big important conversation. I'm not even like in a recognizable state. I'm wearing a 3D Musketeer shirt. I don't have Construct 3D all plastered around me. At the moment, I'm repping my local fashion brand, Sad Boy. One of my friends at university has this brand, and it's actually one of my favorite hoodies that I wear.
So, that guy Opossum is asking, so are there that many events and shows in the US? If so, where can someone find these events? Ah, this is your other problem. The events, generally speaking, are terrible at marketing themselves if they don't have a massive marketing budget. So, like, you've got 3D Printtopia, Rocky Mountain Rep Fest, Midwest Rep Fest, you've got Rapid TCT, you've got... Those are just, like, 3D printing ones. What else do you have in the States? You have the Maker Fairs.
So, actually, here's a piece of advice. Straight up, the best piece of advice I'll give this entire stream. If you're wanting to sell printers or print service, don't go to a 3D printing event. Do not do it. Straight up. Every sale we've made for a trade show was never at a 3D printing event. We went to Advanced Engineering. We've gone to Autosport International. That was one of the best. Autosport International in the UK. Obviously, change whatever the name is to your local version of it. But it was a car event where there's people with money, people who want technology, and they have the means and the drive to try and make something cool. They just don't know they need a 3D printer. We had the best moment at Autosport International where within 20 minutes of opening on one of the days, we sold 8 printers to one person. Straight away. We've never done that at a 3D printing trade show. And it's that saying of, what was it? It wasn't, I don't think it was McLaren. No, it was Bentley. Bentley stopped going to car shows and they started going to yacht shows. Because
people
anyone
that
at a
own
car show
yachts
knows
are going
what
to buy
a Bentley
Bentleys.
is. And then they go to a yacht show. No one at a yacht show is selling cars.
Oh, open sauce.
They have
Shane,
a captive
open sauce.
market at selling vehicles at a boat show. No one else did that. And every time even when we go to Advanced Engineering, which is a show about advanced engineering,
I would have never guessed that
4 or 5 companies there that do 3D printers, and 3 of them were sales as service. They weren't doing the machines, they were renting them. It was a captive audience. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
Don't make the mistake that a dedicated show is supposed to be for you. It can be, but dedicated shows also have overcrowding when you all do the same things and you overlap.
The amount of people at Formnext was overwhelming. We were talking with Steve Biltz, who we're going to be sending you to his stream after we're done streaming today, about how insane Formnext is. He said, yep, I don't film anything on day one. I use day one as my day to go around, talk with people, shake hands, make deals, that kind of stuff. He said, I film day 2 and day 3, and day 4 is another go around, shake hands kind of day, and then any like touch up filming I need to do because people are rushing on day 4 because there's all these things they forgot to see, and now they have to go and do it. So day 2 and day 3 are the best days if you're going to film, is when you go and film. And the other days are best if you're just going to go to build relationships. And yes, having a captive audience is often a better deal for smaller businesses. So like, we would go to Soft Week military based, but it is 15 grand for their smallest booth, and we don't have the staffing to handle that kind of a booth, so we simply don't do it. Instead, if we go to Soft Week, we go in as media, and then we talk to companies, and we get their information, and we work with them that way. And oh yeah, you got to collect the swag. You got to get the swag.
So much free swag, especially at defense shows.
Yeah.
They
So
just
like
throw free things at you.
3D printing manufacturers go to video game shows. Why are you guys not represented at more of the video game shows? Where are you at PAX? Where are you at some of these? PAX is the only one that I can think of. It's the only one that we've ever had parts in. But why are there not more 3D printing companies at these video game shows? Your audiences want to 3D print things from their video games, okay? Like, how many of you were watching the game awards the other night thinking, "Oh my god, I want to print stuff from this." I was. It was awesome. Comic-Cons, yes. Why? And I swear to God, if you go to Comic-Con and you go into Artist Alley and you sell the damn dragons, you're part of the problem. You're part of the damn problem. But if you go there and exhibit as a 3D printer manufacturer, so big or small, right? Whether you are a Construct 3D, you are a Luke's Lab, Prusa, Bamboo, don't care. Those shows have value. Service bureaus, maybe not. I think service bureaus need to focus on their particular niches and do that. So if you primarily work in the automotive industry, you should be going to SEMA. Don't go to CES if you're working in the automotive industry. If you want to work in the automotive industry, go to CES. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful with the amount of money that you spend.
Also, film. Film is another good industry.
Real quick,
because a lot of people watch films and they want to print stuff from them.
Dragon Artist 15, calling out the Flexi Dragon people. Good. That is the most hilarious name for saying thank you for calling out the dragon people. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And yeah, same old Shane, Gamescom freaking amazing. Yeah, it was. It was freaking amazing. Apparently CS has quite a lot of automotive now, but those are more automotive manufacturers showing off their gear. If you go there to CES, you'd be better off trying to talk with them and build relationships. SEMA is about showing off tools, technology, the latest and greatest in custom car building, as well as, the latest and greatest in regular vehicles, but it's a lot of custom stuff. Custom is where 3D printing tends to live. So, automotive infotainment system companies at CES. That's an interesting one. Very, very, very niche market. But yeah, I believe if you have a local show to you, you should go. There's no reason you shouldn't. And if it is going to cost you a couple $100 to go, tell yourself, I need to come out with enough relationships that I can kind of say, okay, this was a good valued use of my time. Right? Eric Cederberg's in here said, so you could see at Formnext that they had larger empty spaces.
Yeah.
They had larger empty spaces than unusual on the side of the halls to make it feel as densely packed. Yeah, they had cordoned off areas at the ends of the halls to force everybody closer and closer and closer to make it feel more packed. I would have rather had larger hallways and more space between the groups, but
I mean, that might
that's
stop
just me.
some of the overcrowding at certain booths. Bamboo Lab. What?
Bamboo, Prusa, Bondtech, right? Those are the big ones
Well,
that
Prusa's and Bondtech's, they weren't dangerous. Bamboo's was actively dangerous.
for the one time that it was dangerous, yes. I think that Prusa and Bondtech saw what Bamboo did wrong and fixed it for theirs. But yeah, that was for the Vortech unveiling to the public. Well, and honestly, it has a lot to do with the fans being assholes too, right? So don't just force your way forward, guys. Have some respect for everybody. But I don't necessarily think that was Bamboo's fault. It is impossible.
No, it wasn't their fault.
Yeah, it is impossible to determine what's going to happen when you release a new product. I think big shows like that, especially a Formnext, is great to unveil products. but you need to have a booth that supports the fact that you're unveiling a new product. The one for me was 3D Maker Pro. They were nowhere near all the other 3D scanning companies. Revo Point,
Yeah.
Shining 3D, Creality, all those guys were all on 12.1.
They were next to each other.
3D Maker Pro was the only company not up there. But they're also the only ones that are playing with LiDAR. And so I don't know if them not being on 12.1 was an accident or if it was deliberate. Deliberate in the fact that since nobody else is really playing with LiDAR, Artec has LiDAR, but if you're looking at 3D Maker Pro, you're not looking at Artec, right? You're not comparing both of those companies together, right? It doesn't make sense. But Leica, the camera company, right?
Yep.
Leica also does 3D scanners. The RTC 360 is the same as the Artec Ray Gen 2. It's the exact same scanner. It's just one has Artec firmware, one has Leica firmware, right? Leica wasn't at Formnext. Not that I was aware of. And if they were, we totally friggin' missed them.
I mean, even if they weren't, Leica's one of those companies that are so big they don't need to.
You do get, well, you see, you could
Though
argue,
I do see Leica at random other shows. Like I was at an engineering show and Leica optical systems were there.
Yeah.
Where obviously they were making optics because it's Leica. They're the optics company. And they were there, which I thought was quite interesting.
Well, they make a lot of money
No,
on
I did
glass,
see a Leica.
right?
Yes.
Leica's a glass company that happens to fit it into camera bodies too, you know what I mean? They're also now becoming much more of a software company, but you know, we saw, like, you and I could easily argue that Bamboo does not need more marketing. Bamboo
No.
does not show up to community events. They don't go to the Rep festivals. They don't go to Open Source. They don't go to the maker fairs. They don't do any of that.
Well,
None of
what
it.
was the majority of their stall? What was their stall?
Meeting. Well, they had a whole upper
There was
deck,
an
which was
upstairs
amazing.
for meetings.
For meetings. That was
which is
so smart.
Baller.
Companies, you need to start thinking about that. Have dedicated meeting spaces. Cheaty Tech had dedicated meeting space as well, and I thought that was really, really nice. It wasn't as like cordoned off like how Bamboo was, but it was really, really nice to see a dedicated meeting space that is away from the hullabaloo as it was. But
Yep.
for them, it was
But no,
showing
the
off
other
their
bit
current
of their-
stuff.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Half their stand was their diorama.
Oh, that diorama's so freaking cool, though.
It's so cool.
And,
And the reason that they can get away with that is their machines sell themselves now.
they
They
do.
don't need more marketing.
They do. Well, and
They can now show off what you can do with them. And you can show off the art. And that is a very powerful marketing tool, is when you can subtly say, we don't need to market the machine anymore. We can market the product.
well, and Formnext used to be a show that was primarily for industry, right? So if you are a company that does titanium powder recycling, you would be at Formnext. You probably are still at Formnext, but in the more recent years, Formnext has become more of a consumer and prosumer heavy focus, with industry being still a hard focus, but it's away from everything else. Like, you've got 12.1 was where anybody who was anybody needed to be. But then you had Formlabs, who wasn't up there. Carbon wasn't up there. And both of those companies had baller booths, but they owned the floors they were on. See, a lot of you know Carbon because of the Adidas 4D. The Adidas 4D, the midsole is 3D printed with the Carbon technology. They also do custom bike saddles, so the seats on a bicycle. But Carbon, as Zaxman said, did not bring a single machine. Their booth was to mainly show off how their products have been used. Medical, dental, sports, related, fashion related. They were showing off use cases because carbon is what I think the future of this industry is really going to turn into. Carbon is a hardware as a service company. As far as I'm aware, you cannot buy a carbon 3D printer. You can rent it. You don't own it, you rent it. And I'm not necessarily okay with that, but I recognize for some businesses, that's a better deal for them. It is better. It is
a lot
easier.
of benefits.
Yes.
Like the biggest problem we've been having as a company isn't the machines, it's the customer's knowledge level with machines. Having rental machines as a service, it means it gets rid of the customer pain point of them not knowing how to use the machine.
Well, and it means that when you get a new machine, like a phone, you just upgrade.
Yep.
And for a lot of big businesses, they don't care. The difference is inconsequential to them, and it's easier for them to amortize out a monthly expense or a yearly expense than it is a one-time heavy fee that they now have to find a way to pay off in that calendar year, or it hurts their books. I don't like it, and as a service bureau, we will likely never, really go down the path of hardware as a service. But
Well, you kind of already do that.
I recognize it, right?
No, I would argue you do hardware as a service as it is. They come to you with a part, you use your hardware as a service to make the part for them. Isn't that just hardware with as a service, but with a few extra steps?
Well, the machine doesn't stay in their facility.
No, that's the only difference.
Well, and that is a big difference, right? That's a
Is
big
it though?
difference.
Like, if I threw enough money at you to put 10 Prusa Core 1s in my local facility and you run them, then 10 Prusa Core 1s at your facility and run them, the only difference is the location.
Maybe.
Like, you're still using your knowledge, you're still doing the maintenance yourself.
Depends on how it's budgeted, I think. I don't know. I don't know. That one I'm not...
I mean, Doug in the chat has said something quite good. Hardware as a service would be a car lease.
Yeah, it is. It's a lease.
Yeah.
And a lease is never a better option unless you want a new car every couple of years. If you want a new car every couple of years, a lease is a better deal. Almost always. A lease is nice because it's not your problem. A lease normally includes maintenance, service, all these things included as part of the lease agreement. At least they used to. I don't know if they do now. But you don't own it. And as a business, I'd rather have the asset of the equipment on my books. But then some businesses look at it and say, well, I don't want the depreciation and a machine that gets end of life or EOL'd that ends up sitting in my warehouse costing me money. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, what do you guys think? I mean, I understand that if you don't like SAS, you're not going to like Haas either, or Haas, I guess, Sauce and Haas. But I'd like to know your opinions in the chat or in the comments, wherever you're listening back. What do you think about hardware as a service? Right? And I want you to think about it from both a consumer standpoint and as a business standpoint. Does it make sense to you or not? So I see the value. And certainly your first year, go to the show and just take notes. Use your phone. Take photos. Film. All of it. Because you're going to want to look back at that footage and validate what happened. You know what I mean? Like, going back and seeing, okay, this is how this booth was made. This is how that booth was made. This is how this thing was done. That's important, right? I think Creality is probably the best example of this. Did you notice the Creality booth versus the Bamboo booth? Now, they were very close to each other, but did you notice something about
They're
them?
also kind of similar, but Creality had a lot more machines on show.
Creality had a lot more machines on show, but what did they both have?
Dioramas?
Yes. They both had cityscape dioramas. And in Creality fashion, theirs was lesser, right? I'm sure it cost them less too, but it was overall lesser. Creality launched a new machine. Did you know that?
Nope. Did we miss that?
Ender 3v4.
Does it look the same as an Under 3v3?
No, it looks different.
Okay.
But it's different.
I can't believe we missed that. We even visited their stand and everything.
I know. They did not do a very good job on the marketing side of things. Nor did they reach out to us. I mean, so there was that. But Creality also showed off a scanner. A new one. A fully embedded, like, Android tablet style scanner.
Huh.
Yep.
The more you know.
Yep.
We completely missed it.
Yep. But I
Completely missed
think,
it.
hilariously, I actually liked the setup of Creality's booth better than Bamboo. I think Creality.
But one of the things I really liked about Crealities, they were selling shoes at the show.
Were they really?
Yeah, so they have a Creality partner, or like a sub-brand of Creality that was resin printing shoes. And they were selling them
Pio
at
Create,
the show.
right?
Nope, different.
I was going to say, that is
Like-
their thing, so.
Like it was a dedicated shoe brand from Creality. I don't have it on my phone, unfortunately, to check because it's on the camera. But they had like sub brands that were there that were doing just what they sold. And this wasn't like you could buy the printer to go with it. No, they were just like, this is a brand that was spooled up just to sell shoes. There was no machine involved. It's a shoe
Right.
brand.
Right.
And I actually kind of liked it because then now you can see like use cases for their hardware.
That kind of stuff is so important. Like having industry partners where you're able to basically, one, share the cost of a booth, two, be able to show off what people are using with your tech. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yep.
That needs to be done more. We saw Hey Gears, I thought, to kind of, again, in that one little area. Hey Gears had their wall of resin where you could poke stuff. All their soft materials had lattice structures that you could poke and feel. Tactile. Because, like, oh, yeah, sure, it's soft. Oh, yeah, sure, it operates as a non-Newtonian. Sure it does. Sure it does. Okay, go touch it. Go touch it. It worked. And it was really, really cool. And because of that, we're now talking with Hey Gears. Hey Gears has tried to work with us in the past, but it's never worked out. They've always wanted to send a machine, and they wanted a video in, like, 2 weeks. And I'm like, no. No.
Way too fast.
Way too fast, yeah. Like, you can't. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, hilariously, this next week we're going to be streaming. Probably Wednesday. Because I have 4 bamboos in that need to get serviced to go back out to their customers. 3 A1s, 1 P1S. And I got my thermal camera.
Okay, that's gonna be nice.
One of them is absolutely in the date range for the A1 board fires. So that'll be interesting. But, like, I have to get rid of those machines first before I can get the HT90 out of the box. We have an HT90. Prusa sent over an HT90. We are going to be basically talking about running a service bureau, but a high-end service bureau and what it takes to do it. We're going to be showing you guys how to start something like that yourselves. So that's what the HT90 is for. and I've got a bunch of filament for it. In fact, here, this HT90 has circular build plates. Guess I should hold it like this. That's the right way to hold it.
They are very nice build plates.
Yeah.
I do like them. They look like watch faces because of that taper.
They do, and I'm upset about this now. I'm upset about that now. But yeah, so we have the printer. It weighs 130 pounds. And I will not be unboxing it myself. Don't worry. It will not be unboxed live, unfortunately, because it's probably too large to be unboxed live. But we will show it to you guys and test it live with you. So don't worry about that. But yeah, I think that as a small business, the larger shows attend. The smaller shows exhibit. I think that's, and you draw your line at finances, right? Can you financially afford the big shows and be able to walk around them? If you can't, then don't do them. The small shows, like a 3D Printopia, right? A 3D Printopia, that will be a small enough show that if you have two people, one person can man the booth while the other one goes and walks around. As a small business, totally acceptable. A Form Next, two people, not enough. 4 minimum.
Nope.
You'll need
Definitely 4
two
minimum.
people to go walk around while two people man the booth. Right? That's what you will need. And if you don't have that capability, then just go and exhibit and learn. What you will learn from how you see companies doing things, whether you see them doing things right or doing things wrong, is incredibly important. Shining 3D versus Artec. They were right next to each other. Right? Shining 3D had all these opportunities to scan different things, including a Jeep. They had a full functioning Jeep. Artec had a car cockpit, I guess is the right way to say it. But it wasn't the full chassis. It was, I don't know, driver and passenger door seat area.
It was a front half. It was a front half of a Giga casting.
Sure. Okay. About the front half of a car. But it was just the frame. And that was for you to try out scanners. Shining 3D had a car. What Shining 3D did you notice where that car was positioned?
Right in front of the half a car?
No.
Then
No.
no, I don't.
That car was basically the separation between the Einstar series and the regular Shining 3D scanners.
Ah, I didn't notice that.
So the car was, when you went toward the car, that's where you saw the really expensive stuff, like their $40,000+ scanners. When you were further away from the vehicle, that was where you saw the Einstar 2, the Einstar Rocket, the Rigel. You saw those scanners instead, the more community-focused ones. And what did Shining 3D have? They had laptops with portable monitors so you couldn't type on the keyboards, which was super brilliant, by the way. And it kept the surface of the table very clean with scanners, two of every scanner. So you could try them. So there wasn't a big line for any one of the scanners. Brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Very few other scanning companies had thought that far ahead. Those are things that I would say as a small business, you get more value from seeing what other people do right and what they do wrong your first year than like effing around and finding out, right? But that's just my thought. What do you think?
No, I think you're right. I do think you're right. Like, I did like the setup. I liked. There's a lot of thoughts.
John Stern, isn't it rare to have a fully functioning Jeep? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Jeeps are fun.
I mean, the
But
new ones work because they're made by a Chinese company now. That means they work.
if you want to have a laugh, in Florida, you can buy a two-wheel drive Jeep.
Okay. How old?
Doesn't matter. Any age. They sell two-wheel drive
Okay.
Jeeps in Florida. There are not many other states where Jeep sells two-wheel drive vehicles.
I mean, that just seems cursed.
So you can get a two-wheel drive
Jeep, the
Wrangler,
four-wheel
two-wheel
drive
drive
company.
Cherokee. Yep. Not in Florida.
Okay.
You can get a four-wheel drive, but it's an
Okay.
option. Up north, they
Okay.
do not sell two-wheel drives. Not that I'm aware of. They only sell the fours.
That is cursed. I hate it.
It's knowing your market. People in Florida don't often care about the four-wheel drive. They want the SUV. Be upset at this.
I don't feel safe anymore.
I had a two-wheel drive Jeep for many years. Hey, look, if you can't get it done with two-wheel drive, you ain't getting it done with four-wheel drive, all right? That's all I'm saying. As my car only has 2 of its 4 gears currently, the alternator doesn't work, the battery doesn't charge. I've got a Christmas tree worth of lights on my dash, all because the road was flooded when I was going home.
Oh.
Fun times.
Oh. Well, at least you have 2 gears. I now have 0.
Is your car broken?
Nope. It's an electric. It doesn't have gears.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's fair. I have to
But
drive it
no,
automatic like a manual. It's fun.
I've actually ruined myself. I really like it.
Yes.
I really like the new car.
Electric
but at the
cars are a
same
lot of
time, I'm now very afraid of it. Because of what happened last night.
What did you do?
So, for those who don't know, I have bought myself a Nissan Leaf. A 2016
Let's say the older Leafs that
Nissan
have
Leaf.
45 mile ranges.
Yeah, this is an old Leaf. It was bought on the Shady because we found it on Car Trader. We saw it was a legitimate post. It was $2,500 for a Nissan Leaf. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. Some of them were like $1,500. Some of them were $5,000. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
I can get it for like
$2,500.
a grand and a half locally.
It looked pretty good. But now the reason this one's a bit more expensive is the Halo model. So it gets the rear camera, it gets all the extra internals. It's kind of bougie for like 250 quid more. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get the Leaf. It's a nice city car. It's barely any fuel. The nice thing also is they're like infinitely maintainable. You can't really kill a Leaf because there's nothing really in a Leaf. It's just a go-kart.
Yep.
So
It's a go-kart with airbags.
I get a one-way ticket to Leicester on the train, one way, because my goal is buy the car. I need a car because I've lost access to my Ford, so I need a car to go to work. So I'm like, screw it, let's get the Leaf. I have the money for the Leaf. Let's get the Leaf. I was considering like a 10 grand like second-hand MG4, which is a really nice electric car, but it's 10 grand. It's 10 grand.
Don't do that.
If I'm just going to the factory and back 99% of the days, I'm going to buy the cheap thing. So I went with the Leaf. It's got a 30 kilowatt battery, which actually means it's probably got 20 kilowatts remaining in it. And
It's life.
it was fine. We went to the Leicester train, got to the dealership, and the dealership is a mobile home in a car park. Definitely the most reputable dealership that you've ever had. And we get in, and there's these 2, frankly, quite nice, I'm assuming Turkish guys, just manning the bloody porterhouse. And they had 1 Leaf in the lot, and they give us the keys. We get in the Leaf, we press the power button, and the power didn't turn on. I'm like, oh, is the Leaf dead? So we're like, oh, maybe I started it wrong. So I put my foot on the brake and I press it again. No, nothing. It was dead. An electric car, dead. So we get the guy to bring out like a 12 volt like LiPo jumper So it's not like jumping another car. It is a
Right.
booster jumper. And we get the 12 volt powered up just long enough to get the main contactors
Yeah,
to
your
contact
12 volt
the
battery
battery.
was shot.
So the 12 volt battery was shot. And then we put it in, and like it gave us so many warnings because the 12 volt was down. And we're like, is it the 12 volt is down, or is this actually like legitimate warnings? We'll find out. So it took us another like 30 minutes of trying to figure out when can we unplug the 12 volt booster so the main contactor stays contacting, so we can actually put it into drive to drive off. We do it. We drive in a big loop, like around the block. It took about 20 minutes just to drive. It was actually quite nice. Now, the thing that really surprised me initially, the Leaf's actually kind of nice. It's really spacious. It's an automatic because it's electric, so it's really smooth to drive. Arguably, it's 0 to 60 is faster than my EcoSport Ford.
It doesn't go much
'Cause
faster
it's
than
electric.
60, but yeah, it is. Yep.
I've got up to 90.
Why?
Now, apparently its max speed is 91. And I wanted to see, will it make max speed? We'll come back to hitting max speed later.
No, we won't, because there's no legal places for you to do that.
Well, let's just say this is where the problem started appearing. We take it back to the
You're
dealership.
being
We buy
dumb.
the car. We buy the car. It's sold as seen. So there's no warranty. There's no return policy if it broke. We buy the car. I get my insurance on it. Insurance was actually really cheap. It was £400. £400 to £500, which is actually quite cheap for the UK, especially for an electric car. So I'm like, you know what? This is worth it. Road tax was 20 quid. Brilliant. We pay. We get in the car. Car won't turn on again. It was dead. Because the 12 volt battery, even though we charged it, is dead again. We're like, bollocks, the 12 volt is actually needing to be replaced. So we get them to boost the 12 volt again, and then we get an AV electronics failure because the entire battery train was like, nope, we don't know what's going on, it's fucked. And then we spend another 20 minutes biting our teeth, hoping it turns on. We get it turned on, brilliant. 20 miles in the battery left. Get her to a fast charger, we charge it up to 80 miles. All right, brilliant. We can make it to Lincoln. Lincoln's 50 miles away. 80 miles in the battery.
Nope, you gotta
It
drive
used
it really,
30 miles,
really nice to get 80
driving
miles.
10 miles. No, you wouldn't get 80 miles. It was reading the battery voltage wrong. The moment you put your foot down, it just goes,
Yeah,
It is
your voltage
bad.
sags. Yep.
Yeah, voltage sag and everything. So we ended up having to charge it 3 times to make it hobble 50 miles. And then there's this whole saga about trying to charge it at home. So I bought a 3-pin charger plug. Didn't work. Didn't register it because the 12 volt was still dead. So I had to change the 12 volt and then it would charge. Nightmare. But that has been fine. That was 2 weeks ago. I've been driving it ever
Jacob,
since. It is
you gotta
fun.
talk to
It's
me.
nippy.
You gotta talk to me
It's
when
lovely.
you buy cars, man. You gotta. I know what they
However,
about cars.
Last night, I decided, you know what? I want to see what happens when it hits max speed because a motor should really
Well,
lose
that's
torque
stupid.
at max speed.
No,
So I pull her up to max speed. She gets there quite fast.
you went to Mexico.
I went to Mexico.
You went to Mexico. Correct.
And the battery percentage before I put my foot down was at 79. Now, the battery percentage doesn't
Probably went
fluctuate.
to
That's a key thing.
20.
Nope. So I was putting my foot down and it was going down quite quickly because it is measuring the current draw to the voltage and everything correctly. The distance measurement is wrong, but the actual battery percentage is correct. So I'm having on battery percentage and it was at 75 when we started. And you put your foot down and maybe 15 seconds later it's at 74 and then another 15, 73. Like it's going down fast.
That's normal.
We hit 90 and then it immediately went from 70 to 20.
Yeah.
It just went.
Yep.
And then we got the emergency light turn on. The car was like power failure, drivetrain failure. All of these other failures are like, uh-oh. What's going on? The car just suddenly starts slowing down. I have to put the hazard lights on. And then after about 10 seconds of it just braking with its regen braking, the battery goes from 20 to like 2 and then up to 31%. And it was fine. And I could drive her home. And I'm like, okay, we are never going that fast.
Yes, you
ever
had
again.
your voltage sagged so far the car said something's wrong and shut itself down. I could have told you this as someone that has years of research in building electric vehicles, you ding dong.
No, I know this as well. I just didn't expect it to shit the bed so badly.
I absolutely would have. It's only a 30 kilowatt hour battery.
Yeah, it
What
did
did
it
you
in like
expect?
30 seconds.
What did you
I
expect?
think what was happening, so when it's at max draw, the motor draws 80 kilowatts.
Uh-huh.
And I think it drawing 80 kilowatts for more than 15 seconds at a time actually just made the voltage sag so tremendously bad, it was just like, no.
Or your motor
Gone.
controller's
All of
overheating,
it.
and it's doing the same thing that stepper motors will do. Where
No,
it
I don't
starts to
think
chop.
it is. I don't think it is, because when I finally limped her back home 10 minutes later, the voltage never returned. It lost 50% of its battery capacity.
That's expected. No, that's
in
expected.
15 seconds.
It's fine. Yeah. I'm not surprised
But
by
yeah,
that.
there we go. Oh, and the rear axle is so squeaky, it makes nails down a chalkboard good. So I'm probably going to have to pop the tyre off to pop the bearing out, because I think the bearing is fully seized at this point.
Regrease it. It's probably fine. It's probably just missing lube.
I don't think it is. I think it is a fully seized bearing.
Wheel bearings aren't a big deal. They're no
but
big
they're
deal.
not a big deal. And the tires are so cheap. You thought your American tires were cheap, and you
No.
thought my premium Ford tires were cheap at 160 quid each. These ones are £35 each.
Yeah, because the car
They're
doesn't go
good,
fast
they're
enough to
nippy.
need expensive tires.
Yeah, we only need 89 mile an hour rated tires. We don't need 130
You need
mile an hour
literally
rated
the cheapest
tires.
tires on the market because it doesn't matter.
And you know what? The ride quality's bloody insanely good.
Yes.
Because it's quite a heavy vehicle with the battery
And
pack.
all the weights
And it's quite
in the floor.
low.
Yeah.
It's nippy.
Yes.
It's so... And I didn't realise it. They didn't put thin tyres. They are actually quite wide.
They're probably like 185s
They're very
or
small.
215s.
I think they're 215s.
Yeah.
But they're very small diameter, but very wide.
Yeah, I have
I'm like,
285s
you know what?
on my 23-year-old car. Now, it's designed for 265. I put 285 on there because it fits. And I want a wider road contact patch for when shit hits the fan. But yeah, so I don't know, since we're off topic, I'll go through some shop updates. I did the thing I said I would never do. I did the thing I
What
said
did
I
you
would
do?
never do. I bought a Mac. I bought
And
a
what do you
Mac.
think of it? What do you think
I bought
of
a
it?
Mac. It's sitting above us right now. And actually, in theory, Adam, if you're listening, you should be able to log back on. Let me see.
But importantly, what do you think of the Mac?
I am upset.
And why is that?
I'm upset with how good it is for the money. So, we got a Mac Mini. We have the 24
Mac Mini M4.
M4, brand new from B&H. 24 gig model. It was on sale, $679. So delivered was a hair over $700. One, RAM prices these days.
It actually made it kind of good.
Yeah. But so the 16 gig was $480. And I said for $200 more, I want the extra 8 gigs of RAM. Let's stick with that. Cuz if it works, we can artificially lower the RAM in DaVinci, force DaVinci to only use so much RAM, and see if the cheaper ones that often go down to like $450 when they're on sale will work. The damn thing only pulls like 70 watts when it's running hard, like really hard. It idles at it idles lower than a light bulb. It idles at like 2.5 watts. And it is so tiny. Let me see. Do I have one of the accessory boxes? Yes, I do. So the thing with it is that it only has a 256 gig hard drive. SSD, excuse me. So we had to buy a dock. I bought a U-Green dock. The dock fits in the box. Like, guys, that's the size of the dock. The dock is only a little bit thinner than the actual computer. The whole thing is super, super tiny. And it is at least 40% faster than the fully custom-built 1080 Ti rig that we have.
Yeah, that is a 1080 Ti rig, which is quite old.
With 48 gigs of RAM, 6-core, 12-thread. Doesn't matter if it's quite old. The thing where the Mac fails, it runs out of VRAM. And so it has to slow down. If we had one with more VRAM, or more RAM in general, it would likely do a better job. Doug said, does the 1080 Ti need a new home? No, it's a second editing PC. We have 2 editing computers. We've had 2 for the past year or so. I stood up a third one, which was my 3D scanning laptop, which has a 4070 in it and a 14700HX. The Mac is faster than that. It's Apple Silicon. So you can fit 3 of them wide in a server chassis. So we will be transitioning over. So all new PC purchases will likely be Mac Minis for editing purposes.
Yep.
And
I actually agree with that.
Financially,
As a Windows diehard, I actually do agree with this decision.
I am a diehard member of the PC master race. Okay, diehard. To the point, it's here somewhere. I've got my retirement plan. Yeah. No, wait, that's an SSD. Where's my retirement plan?
And nothing's stopping us putting Windows VM on the Mac Minis themselves to still run Windows.
There's my.
But in reality, you don't want to. You don't need to.
Here's my retirement plan right here. 96 gigs of DDR5 RAM.
Careful, you're holding my entire pension's worth of money in your hands. It's
empty because it's in the laptop. But I've had that for a while. Bought it $190 just to upset people.
I'm upset now.
Are you comparing old gen? Are you comparing a new gen computer, new gen RAM, CPU, GPU to a rig with a 1080 Ti, probably DDR3 RAM and an old CPU? It is a 10400, 48 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and with a motherboard that supports Gen 4 NVMe SSDs. So
the answer is yes.
It's not that old.
It's
not like DDR3.
5 generation old CPU.
4. Is it 5 now?
Okay, 4 gen.
5. I think it's 5 because they went to the new series. That's fine though. The Mac Mini,
that's still a 50%, 60% improvement of IPC.
DevMiner says 10400 is trash. Hey, then send me more.
It is trash. It is trash.
Hey, you know
what? i5. It's a bad i5.
It was a great price when I bought them. Yeah, see? Doug, cries an i7 4770. Oh. I have a 4770K somewhere in the shop. It used to be back there, but it's not back there anymore.
Look, I just get to laugh with my superior
I don't want Core
Ryzen setup. I love.
And yes, I know the 1080 Ti
7950X.
was officially released in March 10th of 2017. I get that. It has 11 gigs of VRAM, and they're very affordable, and they are still very, very good. The VRAM is the big thing.
Yeah, but it's
okay. Then you pay for a better GPU.
GDDR3X.
Then you pay 5x.
Oh no, it can't be 5x.
Mm-hmm. Or GDDR5.
Is it?
I don't think it's 5x. I think it's 5.
I'm googling this.
Okay, you can. It's GDDR5.
It's
11 gigs.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, GDDR4.
The 1080 Ti was the best card for many years. You could not beat a 1080 Ti until like the 4060. Even the 3060 couldn't beat it. And yes, I know that's
no, the 1080 series. Could beat the 3060.
Yes.
The 1080 Ti could do the 3070.
I understand that the 40 and 50 series are much better, but the cost of upgrading the GPU, I can buy a Mac Mini. Zaxman's 4770K 1080 Ti. That is what I started this channel with. Actually, no. I don't think I'd upgraded to the 1080 Ti then. I think we were doing the 4770K and the GTX 770. And look, my computer runs a 1080 Ti. It's great.
I mean,
Really?
I would still say I would run a 1080 Ti if I wasn't running 6 monitors.
The main reason
Because
that
a 1080
I
Ti is more than good enough for anything that is an RTX.
Well, the main reason that I need the 8 series is because we need the dual NVENC encoders. Like right now, I am recording 2 separate OBS windows. I need dual NVENC encoders. It is a requirement for the work that we do. And your boy doesn't have 40 or 50
Doug's
series
running
money.
a 560 Ti. Give me a
Doug,
second.
would you like
Give
a
me-
770? I'll give you one. I'll give you the 770 WindForce OC edition that I have. I will give it to you. I'll find a way to get it to you somehow.
Some of the random GPUs off my shelf.
Do you?
Let me try this
you
one.
Just, you just
Do
have
you need
GPUs handy?
970? Do you want
Oh, that's
How
a
about
970. I mean,
a second 970?
you're not on.
You can
you're
run
not on camera.
SLI.
You're not a camera with either
Don't-
of those.
Don't run 970s SLI. But do you want a 970? I can give you a 970. They're literally on my shelves.
Give Doug the 970, please.
Or you could get the more modern 1030.
Ooh,
The
GT
disappointment
1030.
card.
Let's go.
Yeah. This is literally only here if you want a monitor. Singular. Do not plug anything into it. It was there to run a monitor.
Well,
Yeah,
Jacob's
Doug,
got a
you-
better
you
card,
can
so
have one of
Jacob
these.
can do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my
Buy me a
brother is
coffee,
running
you
on
get a GPU.
You know, my laptop runs on an AMD iGPU. It's a 4700U, and I think it's a great laptop.
I literally have 3 more GTX 970s on my shelf that I
why
could
do you
just
have
pick
so
up
many
right now.
970s?
Mining,
Oh,
baby.
you were crypto mining. That's right. You were crypto.
They
mining.
were the most
That's
cost-effective
right.
graphics
Yep,
card.
I remember.
70 back when crypto was big for about £110 each, and they would earn £110 every week.
Small business things, guys. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make money. But yeah, I am.
I had such a killer farm. I maxed out the breaker to the house, so I had a 100 amp breaker maxed out with just 970s mining away. I think I had like 16 970s and about a dozen ASICs back in the crypto boom, and I earned bank, absolute bank.
Yeah, those were.
That the crypto boom, with all the money I earned in crypto, bought me my new car.
So are you gonna put Crypto Bro on the license plate or something?
Ugh.
Why are the poles melting? We don't worry about that. I think.
The
But
only
yeah, no,
pole that
this,
melted was the plug socket I plugged stuff into because it exploded.
So the only thing the Mac Mini really needs is it needs more storage. And it needs USB-A ports. Holy crap. Do you know how difficult it is to set up a computer without a USB-A port?
No.
How do you plug a mouse and keyboard in, Jacob?
Mine are USB-C.
Mine are USB-A.
European, baby. Everything's USB-C.
So, yeah. But the dock was like $65. I still have some 1 terabyte NVMe SSDs laying around. So, installed a 1 terabyte in there. It is only 10 gigabit, which is a bummer. And its networking is only single gig. But the rest of the network's only 2.5 anyways. We will end up going further. But Macs absolutely need a NAS. So that the next big thing will be a NAS. DevMiner says, please don't call it a dock. It's a dongle. Well, the machine sits on top of it. It's basically
I'm with
a dock.
DevMiner. It's a dongle. No, it's a dongle.
I understand that in technicalities it is a dongle. Although I will say, in all of that research, I found SSD bays, like external SSD bays, that have PLP built in, power loss protection. They have supercapacitors for like 10 seconds of extra power. And
That's
they're
pretty
only
good.
like $50. Like,
That's pretty good.
I've got a 4 terabyte NVMe SSD that I use for external storage. I might buy one for that. So it has 10 seconds of extra power. Oh, it's kind of cool. But yeah, the only complaint that I have about the Mac is its power cord is woefully too short. Dev Miner said, "Can I link her in the Discord?" Oh, Dev Miner, I did. You just don't pay attention. Do. There. I linked you specifically to the small one. The big one is below it. But yes, I am very happy with the Mac Mini, and I have to give credit where it is due. Adam, editor Adam, has been up my ass since joining the team. All about Max. Yeah. I didn't trust him. I just didn't. And I should have. I said there's no way that a computer with 24 gigs of combined memory can beat a computer with 59 gigs of combined memory, or my laptop, which has 96 gigs of RAM, a 4070 and a 14700HX. There's no way on paper that this teeny tiny little Mac that's 65 watts TDP can beat out my 300 watt TDP laptop. Son of a bitch, it can.
I do love watching Grant just implode when it comes to technology.
I'm so upset at it. So yeah, the fact that
Also,
it's
Vicious
faster than my
Narwhal is
gaming
right.
laptop
It's
is
the
just
OS.
insane, huh?
Vicious Narwhal's correct.
It's
It's
the
not the
OS.
computer, it's the OS. It's also memory management, and it's the ability to have
Yeah.
memory transfer be very efficient.
When you are building your own silicon, yeah, pretty easy to do. Again, I am very impressed with what the Mac Mini was capable of doing. It has converted me to be a Mac user for editing. There are so many things that I cannot use a Mac for. But for editing, 100%. 100% I am converted. I am excited for Apple to release the new M5 Mac Minis so I can buy the older M4 Mac Minis for cheap. Because the M4 will still be fine. It will still be fine. I am... And I honestly, I like the U-Green dongle dock. I'm calling it both. Because it is the same colorway. It gives me USB-A ports. It can... yeah. Overall, I am thoroughly impressed with what Apple has been able to do. So, good job, Apple. Good freaking job. I'm upset with you, but good job. Yeah. Kind of crazy. But all right, let's jump back into the topic, right? You know? No. You good?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I was staring into the void while I read the comments, and I just missed
I
what you
noticed
said.
the staring into the void. I'm like, is everything okay with Jacob?
It's okay. Spectrum. That's what happened. Yeah, definitely.
We are still.
No, I was
dropping
reading
packets.
comments.
I don't know why we're still.
No, I was
dropping
reading
packets,
comments.
But
Yeah, let's jump back into the topic. So, from a manufacturer's
Oh, you
point
know
of
what?
view
No,
now-
hold on. Dreams Void says we don't need a topic. We need a segue to the stream sponsor. Printed Solid for doing the awesome filament giveaways, which we will they're linked in the pinned chat message there. We will be bringing on a EU and UK filament sponsor. We will be doing that. Also, this is for you, Spectrum, since apparently you're still watching. I am still dropping packets like Kardashians drop husbands. Fix my effing internet. Remember, you can go to shop.3dmusketeers.com, use code FUISP10 on the Packet Loss shirt and get yourself an awesome shirt. And in fact, I will change into that shirt for when the Spectrum people show up. And in fact, I will take a selfie with their van and I will put it online.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. Maybe I should post my smoke ping logs so I can show them how bad their system really is right now. Does Spectrum have any plans for high split in your area? Soon TM. It's more soon TM than the Prusa XL when it was released to the public, okay? I apparently got some bill credit. I'm still overpaying for my internet. Yeah, my traffic out. Yeah, we are not saturating this network even close. My total traffic out is about 7 megs per second. It tends to go through pretty serious peaks, and I don't know why. But, yeah. I'm literally watching my router right now, all the traffic going through it, so... Fun times. Go to hell, Spectrum. But a huge thank you goes out to Construct 3D as well for sponsoring the stream. If you do want to check out the UK's fastest 3D printer, the world's first bamboo 3D printer, and this badass machine, aka... Wait, that's the Construct 1. Hold on. I need to find my one for the Construct 2. This one, the Construct 2. You can check it out. Links are in that description down below. Literally up to 8 kilos max throughput. I had the C1 was handy. The C2 was below it. You used a thinner paper on the C2.
We actually didn't. We asked them to use the exact same, and they screwed it up
they
every
clearly
single
did
time.
not do that.
I had to make a custom artwork that was green hued because they kept adding magenta to the black ink.
You have an index button, but not a Construct 2 button. You know, my brother's right. You have a button for Bondtech, but you don't have one for yourself.
Damn. I'm going to have to change that now.
Mistakes were made on that one.
Mistakes were made.
And Tarzman is right. At this point, T-Mobile Home Internet is a better option. If anyone from either company is watching, reach out. I will pimp. If anybody can get me a better solution than Spectrum that is more reliable and does not require me sending my packets to an egotistical maniac in space, I will gladly give you in exchange for free service, obviously, but I will gladly have you sponsor the podcast because it is ridiculous how much BS we go through with our crappy internet from Spectrum. It is not recommended. Anyways, go check out
guess
Construct
what?
3D.
Dreams Void in the chat, Doug, has a Construct 1 now. And he's been using it. And he really likes it. And if I'm not going to put any words in his voice...
Hold on. Doug's entire, existence is with these print-a-block printers. So,
no, he has real printers.
You literally...
He has, actually good printers.
What else does he have?
Oh, he has, 3 Prusas of different types. He has, K1s. He's got real printers. He just does the print block on the side.
This guy was going from, a junkyard,
no.
Ford F1 shitty all the way to, a Bentley Continental GT over here. No, I'm sorry. An Aston Martin would probably be more accurate since, it's British.
There you go. K1, 2 Prusa Minis, and an Ender 3, and I'm pretty sure he's got a Prusa Large as well. It might be a Mark 3 or Mark 4, I can't tell.
It's 2 minis.
I think I saw that.
2 minis, a K1, and an Ender 3. Yeah, so he went from the Prusa Mini. No, the K1's probably the best machine out of that bunch. The Prusa Minis are reliable, but they're very tiny. But yeah, I mean, he went from a Mini Cooper, up to a Bentley Bentayga. No, I don't know about the Bentayga. Let's go with a Rolls Royce Cullinan. Let's go with a Cullinan.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Cullinan.
But no, that's been quite nice. I've just been getting messages from him every now and again going, look at it. It's cool.
Oh, Nepo just sold her K1. Interesting. But Grant, the Construct one will be printing a print-a-block printer. Doug, I reject your usage of a non-print-a-block printer to print print-a-blocks for the print-a-block print-a-block. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't judge it by its size. That's right. It's not about the size. It's about how you use it. Olaf,
Oh,
Nakata, and all the other awesome people at Bondtech. They are the same vehicle. My gosh, they kind of are. That's true. The Bentley Bentayga and the Rolls-Royce Cullinan are the same chassis, so they're basically the same vehicle. All right, back on. Let's get into like some of the things that you learned as a manufacturer from going to Formnext. Now, you technically attended Formnext on behalf of 3D Musketeers, but you did a bunch of work there for your own company. What were some things that you learned to do, not to do? Like, what were your key takeaways from that event?
I'd say the big one that I've taken away straight away is design methodology has changed from function to form.
Okay.
Previously, it was you would sacrifice form to make a better machine. Now it's flipped again. It's now it has to look better even if it isn't actually better. So there's a lot of new machines that are hitting the market that are, as I looked at them, relatively cheap. Like they did not look expensive, they did not look fancy. They looked beautiful as a picture. But when you looked under the hood, there was like obviously cheap injection molding and the sides were a bit rattly and that sort of stuff. But the form is now huge. There are no exposed bolts anymore. There are no flat panels. Everything has curves, soft edges, as my lovely design teacher would say, sharps smooth or smoothed sharps, where you have a nice hard edge but it rolls, so you still have an edge and something smooth to go with it. And there's a lot of that now.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And it's making machine design decisions hard, because to do a lot of this as a manufacturer, it's expensive. Unless you're doing injection molding or blow forming, that sort of stuff done right is very hard to pull off. And there's a few machines that did hit the market that are boxy. One of the ones I actually really liked the look of, this was actually when we were in Prague, was Prusa's resin printers.
Oh, the SLX. Yeah.
Yeah, the SLX, because they're smooth side.
Industrial machines don't have to look pretty. The black, gray, maybe a little bit of white color scheme, that's what industrial wants. They don't care about your
What I noticed
fancy
about
colors
it
and
was
crap. They don't care.
panel gap in those machines was phenomenally well
panel gap's beautiful.
behaved. Yeah, the panel gap was gorgeous. The panel gap on the machines back at Formnext was frankly atrocious at times, but it didn't matter because they designed around bad tolerancing.
Well, remember, a
And
lot of these
it
printers are
became
being
very
shipped
apparent.
countries over, sometimes across the world.
Yeah.
To be at these shows, so you never expect them to be 100% perfect. You do expect them to be functional if they're supposed to be, right? That's a thing you expect.
Yep. And though it was also quite interesting, I could notice immediately which printers used blown or vacuum formed plastic panels to injection molded. And it was subtle. Most customers won't realize it, but the ones that were vacuum formed looked so much worse because they didn't have a perfectly smooth mold to go in. But it allowed for them to be much cheaper and more accessible for smaller companies. So I'm probably going to expect a lot more of the cheaper machines, like the sub 300, 400 pound mark machines, are going to go over to vac formed side panels and vac formed like plastic, like doors and everything, to give it that aesthetic of smooth. Like, you can't have an open V-slot anymore. You can't have bolts on show that aren't recessed perfectly flat. That it's those extra individual steps that at factory scale cost a ton more
Oh, yeah.
than the actual hardware to put in.
Yes.
Adding a chamfer is chamfer. When you have to do that 24/7, and that is actually the cost that ends up raising the price of the machine. If you're having to add 600 of them every 10 minutes, that's a lot of work.
It doesn't work out to be valuable.
Yeah. So I'd say that's like the big takeaway I saw as a manufacturing point of view. The other side is the consumer market is even more heavily contested now. There is almost zero way for a new company to add anything of uniqueness to the consumer market because the quality of consumer products has risen thanks to Bamboo Lab and Bamboo clones.
Yeah, the consumer market is legitimately toe-to-toe competing with the likes of the big dogs for FFF and resin, for that matter, and many and often are obliterating them. Like, you go compare the quality of a Stratasys, I don't know, if why is the name of the machine Fortis? Fortis, there it is, Fortis 400. Go compare a Fortis 450 MC, hell, to an untuned Prusa Core 1. A Prusa Core 1
I know
hasn't
the
had its
answer to
belts
this.
fixed. The Prusa will still wipe the floor with it, and that means that everybody else is doing as good, if not better, because an untuned Core 1 has some resonance issues on its belts. You tune the belts, it's like 10 billion times better.
I mean, just put into perspective, you can buy one of the new Centauri Carbon 2s that we saw at the trade show.
For like $400, right?
I think it was like 350.
350? Yeah.
Yeah. Like $350. You can go to iBoss and get an individually temperature controlled AMS dryer.
They don't make it for the CC yet. But when they do.
When they do, just this is just mind gaming. You can get one of them. You now have individual temperature control, filament detection, filament run out, multi-material on a relatively fast print platform for sub $600. Like, imagine saying that 3 years ago before Bamboo Lab hit the scene, that you could get all of this. You would be laughed at for making up an industrial machine with just missing zeros at the end of it.
That's correct. And I saw the Clipper Centauri account was in here asking about like a drop, what we would feel about a drop-in board, and maybe, so it'd be a drop-in board to run Clipper on the Centauri Carbon and Centauri Carbon 2. Maybe. My answer is maybe, and the only reason my answer is maybe, simply, is because it needs to be easy. If you make it difficult and it requires a lot of effort, I'm not going to do it. And I don't think the average user, especially like the average business class user, would do it. And yeah, I guess it depends on the price. That's true. That's true. So, God, I can see
look
the
in
drop
the
packets
Discord.
on my network. It's ridiculous.
Look in the Discord, off topic, so anyone who's got access to the Discord. Dev Miner
$10 tier and higher, by the way.
Has actually put a video in of the VFAs on the Stratasys parts.
Yeah, no,
they are disgusting. These are actually good
rough.
also compared to the parts that I have seen. Oh, it's disgusting. It's got ringing, it's got pressure advance issues, it's got huge VFAs that make the Prusas look like it's mirror smooth.
It's certified, and it doesn't matter.
So, fun fact, I don't think their printers are certified.
No. They're certified to print those materials for the applications that they use them for. They have gotten that.
Okay, because I have rung UL and asked them about their list. Yeah, apparently a lot of the UL is just Green Guard, which isn't UL.
Correct, and that's why I've been telling you
UL.
For years that trying to get a UL certified printer is stupid because you'll never get it and nobody has it.
I legitimately now think we are the highest rated safety printer on the entire market for FDM/MX.
Prove it,
Though I
and then
will
market
say,
it.
Formlabs do have all of their forms up to Form 3 plus
It's
whatever
resin. It's different.
is UL certified.
It's resin. It's different.
The actual machine, not the resin, but the actual machine is.
I understand that, but it is a resin printer. It's different.
Yeah. So I just need to do some more legwork. But at the moment, using their online library to see which companies have what, they look like they only have green guards. And I'm just there like, ooh, we might be the highest safety certified printer on the market. It wasn't even that hard to get. Just do it right once and it's easy to do it again.
Yeah. Oh, and Adam says that my white balance is it. Are you saying on this camera, Adam, or are you saying on a different camera? I need to. So we're in the winter season again. I need to turn my lights a little bit more yellow so I look less jaundiced.
I thought that was just you normally.
I mean, I am pale, but I'm not that pale. I can literally fix
your
it.
skin tone should be the same as mine. Yeah, your skin tone should be the same as mine.
It's not, but yeah. I'm not using key lights with different colors either, so whatever. I don't care. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. If you're watching, there's 113 of you watching. If you're not subscribed, you should fix that. Layers of Lily is here. That was awesome meeting Lily. We have Lily's sticker on one of our camera batteries now.
I actually have it with me. Let me.
Oh, because it's on your laptop, camera. Right?
Yep. I only ever add stickers from people I've met in person. There it is. Right there.
Yep. It was awesome meeting Lily. It was awesome meeting DevMiner. Michelle again from Reliance 3D. We met Little Nepo Muck. Zaxman. We met a lot of people. Oh, it's Mike Jones. Who? Jacob's too young to get this. Who? Jacob?
Too young to get this.
All right. If I say 281-330, what's the rest of it, Jacob?
Is this a American thing that I'm supposed to know about?
It's a song. Come on.
Is it 1056 or 1066 or something? I don't know.
281-330-8004. It's Mike Jones. God.
No, that's an American thing. We have English versions of that.
Bullshit.
No, we have English versions of it.
Bullshit. It's Mike Jones's phone number. Not this Mike Jones, but the rapper Mike Jones. It's his phone number. He has an entire song dedicated to it. Ah! This is ridiculous. This man is uncultured. I am not actually doxing somebody. I want to be very clear about this. Oh, Mike Jones. Apparently their name isn't even Mike Jones. They picked Mike Jones' generic handle and wasn't Joe Smith or John Hancock. Son of a gun. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 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 Well, I'm old now. It's fine. Rap is not cultured. Well,
you say that in certain areas of the UK, you will get stabbed.
Rap is not cultured. Your rap is terrible in the UK, and that's coming from the American.
Hey, you're gonna get death threats again at that rate.
Do it. I live in Florida. I live in Florida. I'm not afraid of somebody from the UK. What are they gonna do? Try to hit me with a billy club? I spotted you from 200 yards away and had you trained on that, man.
Man, we're gonna get some proper roadmen at you, and you're gonna get fucked.
A roadman? What is that? Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, hold on. Wait. Yeah, I'm not shaking at all.
Bugged, mate. If you ever come around to the UK, you're gonna get the proper London
Jonathan
experience.
Says. Yeah, I got a whole box of English Yorkshire tea. I will go throw that into the water. Do you need to learn another lesson? I'll teach you a lesson.
It's okay. Fine, do it. We'll just burn your White House down again. It'll be fine.
A third of it's already gone. He started it for you.
To be fair, you're doing a better job than we could ever do at destroying it. Oh,
Step away from the tee. No! He angered Florida man! Dream Boy says, whoa, I gave it to you as a gift.
oh,
Yeah, no.
bloody hell.
Remember, they don't show all the fun moments of cops being absolutely insane from the UK. They're from America. Like the Arkansas State Police, the Georgia State Police, and of course, you can't forget Newport Richey, Florida. Oh, and how can I forget about the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department? Obviously, I'm so sorry. They're...
I mean, it was very funny. I recently spoke to the British police, and I told you about it, and you were like, "Don't talk to the cops." And I'm like, "Grant, darling, it's the UK. The cops are good over here."
What do we do when the cops come knocking? Do you have a warrant? If the answer is yes, then you legally have to let them in. Otherwise, tell them where they can shove it.
No, I'm still gutted. I didn't go back when we were in Prague to that little charity shop by where we were staying, because they just had a really good looking like tie-dye shirt with just ACAB written
ACAB
on it.
yeah.
And I'm like, I really want that. I just really want it.
I wonder if
That
it
would have been
meant
such a
something
good gift.
different in Prague than it does any. Okay. Yeah, remember, kids,
No,
I don't
ACAB
answer
is
questions. Am I free to go? That's it. I don't answer questions. That's it. I don't answer questions. Best thing to do with cops is STFU. That's right. All my firearms were lost in boating accidents. See, we got it. We got it. Yeah, it's shut the F up Sunday. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Don't talk to police. Remember, anything you say can and will be used against you. Anything you say can and will be used against you. It is within your best interest to shut up. Unless they are German police asking for your passports, then you work with them on that.
Oh, it was so funny. We got stopped by the German train station,
and they were
Grant's
all
like,
tense. They were all good looking. My God, they were.
Yes,
good looking.
they were, and they had one of your favorite guns on them as well.
They had an MP5.
The MP5.
That's right.
It was
That's right.
great. I didn't give a shit because Grant is a massive simp for it, and I'm used to it. But it was funny. Like Grant was like tense, like I'm gonna reach into this pocket. I'm gonna do this slowly.
That's what you do.
No sudden movements, and I'm just there like whipping out my passport and just passing it to people. It was very funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, never admit guilt. I don't answer questions. I want my lawyer. I plead the fifth. No, no warrant, no entry. All my guns were lost in boating accidents, including the 3 that I bought yesterday. And yes, full auto MP5s. Yeah.
Why would they not be full auto? That's not safe. They're supposed to be full auto for safety. The only time you actually have to get worried if you're seeing police with firearms, there are 3 different types. You've got your MP5. That's your standard. If you see them with MP7s, part of their standard training is once you start shooting, you hold that trigger down. You empty the mag every time.
Hey,
you do not leave partial mags. It gets worse. If you see them, however, and they start pulling out the HK 415s or the 417s, you know to turn around and just go the other way, because the only reason they're pulling out intermediate cartridge rounds is for credible, legitimate threat. You turn around at that point. But MP5, most of the police and the cops in Europe use them. They're standard issue for pretty much everything, because they're good. They're very controllable.
Mike C. 8101 says, when will guys get an index that you can talk about publicly? I do not have an index. I have not signed non-disclosures regarding the index. If there is anything about the index that I know, I can tell you. I am not like Jacob. I have not signed an NDA. He has. And that's all he can tell you.
Soon TM.
All he can
That's
tell you
all I
is he
can say,
signed a
soon
non-disclosure. I, however, have signed nothing. And remember, kids.
I will not be breaking that NDA. I value the NDA
obviously,
very highly.
But obviously the right thing to do is to go into the Bondtech Discord and ask in the Index channel, when is it going to happen? So we all can make fun of you and say, now it's pushed another 2 weeks. It's just more fun that way. It's just more fun that way. Nepo put a picture up in the Send Foods channel on the Discord, eating dinner while watching the stream. Nepo, what are you eating? You're not allowed to just post a photo of dinner and not tell us what you're eating. This is ridiculous. You guys should know better. Come on, better than that. But yeah, when it comes to knowing where to spend money, so I think more of the topic is not so much about trade shows. It's more about where to spend money, right? Like the Mac, for me, for years, has been a do I buy this? Do I buy this? Do I buy this? And literally, I had a talk with Adam, who's our editor. Adam is the editor for the podcast. So if you guys watch any of the videos on the Making Awesome channel, which is linked in the description, Adam is the one that's edited all of them. So for reference, that's Adam. I called him. I said, hey, are you looking at hanging out with us for a while? Like, or are you thinking about getting another job? And this is basically me saying, are you going to be around long enough to make it worth the investment that I'm about to make? He's like, no, I love working with you guys. It's awesome, yada, yada. Great. And as soon as he sent that, I clicked buy. And while I spent more than I wanted to spend, it was absolutely 100% worth it. He is happier. It does not disrupt any of the other editors. So if the other editors want to use it, they can. If they don't have to. He has the entire thing set up. He even has his own login that connects to his own iCloud account, where he can send footage back and forth to his personal Mac. So if he wants to edit and not be connected to our network, he can do that. It's so convenient, and it is an easy thing to do to invest in your own people. But I can totally understand that trade shows look like you're kind of literally throwing money into the wind and hoping that it hits you in the face and somebody else's money hits you in the face too, right? I can go to the staff member and say, hey, are you searching for a new job? Because as a small business, if they are, they are. If they aren't, they aren't, right? And if they are, let me help them. Let me help them search for a new job. But if they aren't searching for a new job, how can we help make their lives better? Where did Amber go? Amber sent me a picture from like a flea market. Where the hell did Amber go? I thought she was outside with the cat. Apparently she's not outside with the cat. But trade shows, because like there's no easy ROI with it. It becomes complicated, right?
Yep.
So I guess what you have to do is look at it and say, how much money are you willing to spend as a test? How much money are you willing to spend?
It's pissing it into the wind
as a test. Yeah.
If you're happy to piss it in the wind and maybe get a bit of splashback, do it. That's it. That's literally all I can say. Do not do it with the intent to earn money. Do not do it with the intent, unless like your goal is to just vibe check. Just don't consider it. Like, do it for other reasons. Don't do it for, I want money, I want return on investment, I want business growth, I want all of this. No, it's not gonna work.
My God.
And it sucks to say that, because I wished it would work, because I've spent a lot of money in it. But I cannot, with honest conscience, after doing what I've done for as long as I've done it, say that trade shows are worth it.
I think in some instances
don't-
they can be. You have to do it correctly. And a lot of small businesses simply don't. They don't have the finances to do it properly. They can't just blow 50 grand on a booth plus design plus and know they're going to get an ROI. Unless you have a use it or lose it budget, but that doesn't happen with small business. I think it makes sense to attend. Like if I was talking to your business partner, aka your mom, about Formnext. As I wanted to debrief her on Formnext myself, because what she will hear from you versus what she hears from me are going to be different things.
Different perspectives.
And she said,
you see different things, I see different things.
She said to me, "Do you think we should exhibit?" I said, "No, not your first year." Well, Jacob went. He did, but that's different. Jacob going and you going are two very different things. The both of you should be attending. If you can, partner with a company. Partner with a bond tech to put a printer with maybe a tool changer on it at their booth to show it off. Great. And you pay a little bit to make that happen. That is much more valuable for you guys than it would be to have your own booth spending tens of thousands of British pounds and then realize, oh crap, there's only like, I would say 3 of us, but your dad still has a messed up leg, so it's 2.5. 2.5 of us. And it doesn't make sense for you guys because you don't have the staffing ability to make it functional.
As I've said before, it would be dangerous to do it if it was only 2 of us.
Yep.
You need at least 4 people for these type of shows. 1 for relief, 1 for aid, and 2 for doing the show.
I've done shows on my own with Amber, but it is easier when we have more people. With that being said, I can stand all day. I can sit when I want. But at the same time, a lot of times when we go to shows, we're just like, hey, come look at our booth. If you want to see it, great. If you don't, don't. Don't care either way. There you go. Confirmed.
There's the confirmation
There
in
you
the
go.
chat.
That's Gustav.
Construct 2 plus Index booth, booked for Formnext next time in their booth. Done.
Since
it's done.
he
It's
said
happening.
it, that's not violating an
Confirmed.
NDA.
There we go. Let's go, boys.
Confirmed.
We're going
So,
to Formnext.
like, that kind of stuff, it is better for small businesses to partner with bigger businesses that have the marketing budget to handle it. Also, thank you to Randy Parker for the $5 to the stream fund. Remember, if you do want to help keep the streams ad-free other than the times where we interrupt ourselves, make sure to go ahead and donate a couple of bucks. It goes a long way. Greatly appreciated. But, yeah, like, it is better for small businesses. Like how Filament 2 partnered with Prusa on the Silicone XL tool head. They had a whole area of the booth. There was the pick and place tool head that came from Switzerland, from a university in Switzerland that developed it. Great. They had a whole dedicated area too. It is better for you to do that. There's a few different reasons why. 1, that means part of a square footage of a booth no longer has to be staffed by the main company's personnel. 2, there is a further draw. Right? It's not just the Bondtech Index. Now it's Bondtech Index on Construct 2, a industrial grade machine designed for lights out production applications, now with a multi-tool head system. That is a big deal for industry application. Where a Voron Trident, fun, cool, love it, awesome. Industry will never adopt Voron simply because they're too much work. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But industry won't do it. Bondi said, we did this 2 years ago. It's a win-win. We pay less for the booth and smaller manufacturers get a place at the show. Amen to that. And that is where small businesses should 100% be looking. The other thing that we noticed is there were areas for certain countries. So like it was in the Baltics, I think. Where
it's not just that. So you probably missed it. There's also AMUK.
Yes.
and Innovate had a stand, and Make UK, I believe, had a
Yes.
stand.
So a
All
lot
of them
the
are
larger...
UK-based things because I was looking at them.
Yes.
They would allow you to be on their stand at an exceedingly better price,
Correct.
if not free, depending on how your
Well,
government wants to support you.
Yes, they're also nonprofits, so they generally get reduced, reduced fees and all of that. Yeah, it is a win-win for all parties involved. But at Formnext, each kind of major area of the world had its own country-based or area-based stand, where there were a lot of much smaller booths. Like, that's where we saw the continuous fiber XL, the Prusa XL with continuous fiber,
Yep.
which was super freaking cool. Love it. But they would have never, and that was with, hold on, because he and I have been texting. I'm going to get the company name, Endless Industries. Endless Industries. Stefan Knopf. I'm going to probably get that wrong, but Stefan Knopf of Endless Industries. They were showing off their XL with continuous fiber. Super effing cool. By the way, super effing cool. But there's no way they could afford a big booth. They had a very small portion of a country booth, if you will, and it made perfect sense. If you look at these bigger trade shows, Rapid has a similar thing to Formnext. That is where it's a small business. If you really do want to be there, that's how you do it. But I still think your first year, walk the floor, get a vibe check,
Yep.
feel what it's
100%.
like. Look, effectively, you're doing corporate espionage, right? You're checking what other people are doing, how they're doing it, and how can you not make the same mistakes that they did, right? I would thoroughly argue that next year, if Bamboo does a big release at Formnext, they will have stanchions to keep people from basically rushing the table. Bamboo learned a valuable lesson. Other companies learned a valuable lesson from seeing what Bamboo did. And this will help the entire community as a whole get better. Right?
Yep. 100%.
That's the kind of stuff, to me, that's where we start to win as a community, in my opinion. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask. And again, for those of you that might be, what the heck is going on with my internet right now? There
I
it
mean,
goes.
I've only been getting like 6 packets from you this entire time, but YouTube looks completely fine.
Really?
No lost packets on YouTube side.
No, we've
But
lost quite a
on
bit
your
YouTube
side, no, I know you've lost quite a few because I was getting 5 pixels from you. Good audio, 5 pixels video, but YouTube was fine.
Yes, because YouTube
The
pulls
YouTube
from my
live stream is
camera,
fine.
not from Zoom. That's why you look like a potato and I look like I'm in full res. Because I am.
Yep.
But yeah, the Mocker said that was crazy. People almost got stomped. Yeah, Jacob was in the front of that, filming the unveiling of Vortec, and had to quickly shut off his camera and turn into getting Bamboo employees out of there, because otherwise we were going to need to call an ambulance to help them out. Right?
Yep. There is a very rare time when I turn into a different work mode.
Yep. You
And
make a
that
judgment
was
call.
one of the rare times. So I'm like, nope, safety officers coming out. I was literally kicking people in the shins because it's the only thing that makes people realize move the fuck out the way. Like, seriously, when it comes to safety, do not trample people. If I start seeing somebody fall to the floor, I will start barging. Like, there's no middleman in that. Like, I've seen what dangers happen, and it doesn't look like it's dangerous, but that's one of the most dangerous times, and that crowd was not just unruly, it was dangerous.
Not many people have ever heard me use my real outside voice, like when I am from the diaphragm. It is loud. It will get your attention. Very busy hall like that. I was not there. Otherwise, we would have been using the outside voice, telling people, stop. Immediately stop. You are going to injure people. The machine's not going anywhere. You won't be the first. It doesn't matter. There's 10,000 of you trying to get the same damn picture, the same damn video. You won't be the first. You're not up front. Stop trying to do it. And I wasn't, so that wasn't something that we could do. But literally, we had called Jacob to figure out where he was. He said, oh yeah, I'm already at the Vortec booth. Okay, we'll be over there. And that was it. I hung up. We go over there, and it is 30 people deep for the entirety of their booth. 30 people deep. So we couldn't see anything. I told Amber, F it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. So, I'm out of sync. Oh, well, blame Spectrum for that. If I'm out of sync, there's nothing I can do.
It's
That's
only
Spectrum.
slightly. It's like 2 frames out of sync.
The Mocker said it looks like one of those stores at Black Friday, people running rampant. Except they don't do that anymore. But yes.
It was Black Friday. It was
Yeah.
the Black Friday meme.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, they learned a lesson. And I hope that, that they will make changes for next year. I don't think they could have known. I'm not going to sit here and then say, oh, well, Bamboo should have known better. I would have liked to see different, things take place the same way that, like, the next day when we did the index unveiling with Bondtech, we basically said, hey, guys, this machine is not facing you. If you want to see an index machine, it's over there. If you want to be in the background of the stream, it's here. But if you get close to us, I'm going to tell you to back away. I'm going to basically act like the King's Guards, back away. And a couple of times we had to do it, but otherwise it was fine. People were respectful. And I think as long as you all sit and realize everyone is here for the same reason, we all want to do the same thing, it's great. Now, I will say the looks that I got when I was over at Prussia's booth, Joe had a huge line to talk to him, like a massive line. And out of the corner of his eye, he spots me and says, Grant, come here. I'm like, oh, God. So I go over, give Joe a hug and all that. And there's people waiting to see him, and they're, like, giving me the death stare as he is talking to me. And I ended up going to get him a drink and a couple of other things. He was just talking with people over and over and over again. But it was very funny. I'm like, Joe, you're making me cut the line. That's not what I wanted to do. But, Joe and I have been friends for years, well before I was a content creator. So that is not just because I'm a content creator. It is because we are personal friends. So, yeah. But yeah, sorry to any of you that thought that I cut the line. It was not intentional. But Joe and I are friends. That's, we didn't get to see each other when we were in Prague. So he ended up getting sick after Formnext, so we didn't get to see each other, but such is life sometimes. But yeah, I would say for a small business, the first year, just walk around. Content creators, go there, at least spend one whole day shaking hands, talking with people, getting business cards, and getting phone numbers. One of the most valuable things for us, we have WeChat.
Yep.
We have WeChat. And
that was so useful.
I know a lot of people say, oh, it's government, they're watching it. So is everything else. Okay? But if that is what the people that you want to communicate with are using to communicate, too bad. You deal with it. And if that means you have to use a burner phone for WeChat, then do it. Because otherwise, you're setting yourself up to fail without even getting started. Provide as much lubrication as possible to communicating with you. The more effort that you make it for somebody to reach you, the harder it will be for you to make a deal. And if you are spending money to go to a show where your entire deal is to try to build relationships with people, why wouldn't you have the way that they want to build a relationship for yourself? There is no reason. The only reason that you would do it is if you specifically have personal reasons against it or you don't care. And if either of those are valid, then they're valid. but recognize that if you're trying to do business with a company in China, WhatsApp is blocked in China, and while they might have VPNs, they're probably not going to use it, and it's Facebook anyways. WeChat, yes, it's Chinese, yes, it's government owned, but that's what they use. And if you don't make yourself available, then going to that show did you no good. Did you get someone's business card that has their email? Sure. Could you have scraped LinkedIn and found the same thing? Most likely, yes. So, yeah, I love WeChat. Hilariously, some of the features that WeChat has, I would love to see in, like, texting applications in the States. The little mini apps are so nice.
I actually really like WeChat. Now that I've been able to use it, not just talk about it, it's kind of good. Like, kind of really good. It's so good, in fact, it makes me kind of wish we had a similar system.
It is thoughtfully designed. Like, it is very, very good. And the nice thing is, even if you don't speak simplified Chinese, nor if you know how to translate it, the app will do it for you. The app will do it all for you. WeChat will translate everything, so you are not forced to use Google Translate. They are not forced to use Google Translate. You are lubricating the hell out of this situation. Yep. And as the Mythbusters say, when in doubt, lubricate. Because ultimately, you need to make these connections. Don't put anything in the way from getting those connections. Because if you do, you're doing yourself a disservice every single day of the week.
Yep.
But that's my take, man. That's my take. I think shows are worth it. You have to look at how much money you want to spend. And then do what feels right. I feel like we did good with Form Next. We went to Form Next.
It was successful.
We went to Form Next without having everything covered. We left Form Next with more than everything covered.
Yeah, 100%. Form Next has been... It was a risk that has been worth taking.
Which reminds me, we need to put together the expenses from Form Next.
Yeah,
so I can submit them for reimbursement.
Everybody loves talking about taxes and expense reports. Time to set up another Google Doc that makes me want to blow my brains out.
This one's pretty easy, though.
To be fair, I don't actually think I bought that much. I think I bought like 4
You bought
things.
your plane tickets. I didn't buy them. So.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It was the plane tickets, but you got the train between Form Next and Prague.
That was awesome, by the way. That train was awesome.
Oh
Huge
my god,
thank you.
That was so nice.
Nepo saved us like 5 separate times at Form Next. Not only like making sure that we had food and water. Anytime she was like, you good on food, you good on water. She brought snacks. She helped us with the trains.
She gave us lunch. More than snacks. Actually gave us lunch.
Gave us cash so that we could pay back the restaurant that we didn't know was cash only and were super cool with us coming back the next day. Like, Nepo saved our asses. And I finally remembered to pay her and Robin back because I forgot, and then I remembered and I finally paid them back. So just, we have the coolest fans. You guys are awesome. And those of you that came out to dinner with us that final night of Form Next, I hope you all enjoyed all that and realized that, yes, we are the same people.
Is that the one where we had the pho?
Yeah, the really good pho in German.
I'm not going to lie, guys. That pho was so good.
It was the best, if not the second best pho that I've ever had.
Yep. So thank you for joining us on that, because that was an experience on itself.
But I hope it shows everyone that we are literally the same people off camera that we are on camera.
Oh, no. I was incredibly tired.
Oh, we were all tired.
There was a big difference. I was shattered.
We all were. Everybody was. I'm surprised no one passed out in their soup, you know?
I almost did. I was so tired.
Yeah, that food was good.
That food was good.
But, ultimately, we love meeting you all. We love hanging out. Never be afraid to come up and talk to us, right? It is obviously, don't interject and interrupt if you can avoid it, but never be afraid to like wave as you're, going by, ask to take a selfie. Dude, we love that stuff. I think Jacob had more people recognize him than people recognized me, which is very
It
funny.
was so funny.
And I'm
Grant
still
won't admit it, but he got the world's biggest sad puppy dog eyes.
Oh no, I know I did.
When somebody looked at Grant, looked past Grant to see me and went, "Jacob, can you sign this shirt?" And Grant's like,
"What about
I'm right
me?
here."
Yeah, what about me? And yes, Nepo said, and you had Hessian food, which is like the very traditional
Yes.
German. That's
I
what we went out with
loved it.
Bontek. That was our dinner with
Yeah.
Bontek.
I honestly loved it so much. I want to go back just for the food. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, so good.
Yeah,
Food is amazing.
that
I'm
food.
such a food person.
We did not shoot any food podcasts while we were gone.
You know, I don't care.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the food so much. I wouldn't
like,
have been able to talk.
I'm realizing that we should do like a food travel channel because we're traveling so much and we're eating different food. We're morons for not repurposing this on a dedicated food travel channel.
Yeah.
Like 3DM Eats or something like that,
And you know what? I have decided, mostly because I've run out of time, I'm probably going to keep the second camera. So now I have 2 cameras.
Why have you run out of time?
Well, I'm now busy managing way too much stuff. So I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Put it on Facebook.
But at the same time,
God.
Well, no, so I've liquidated one of my offshore accounts. So I was like, well, if I've liquidated one, I might as well just liquidate 1.1 and then just have the extra bit of money, and then I don't actually care anymore.
Well, just take photos of it and send it to me, and I'll put it up on Reddit. Like, I don't care. I'll put it up on Reddit. We'll try to sell
because
it.
now, also, this is half the reason now I want to keep it. Photography dates. I have a camera.
You can do that with the other camera. Your filming camera can also be a photo camera.
What?
Your filming camera can also be a photo.
Yeah, but second filming camera, we can both take photos with 2 cameras.
Just because I brought a second body does not mean you need to have a second body. Because what I did
have a second body.
So I brought 2 cameras with me. I brought a second body because I brought our filming camera, which is A6500, but then I also brought an A7 II. So I brought a APS-C, so micro four thirds, and I brought a full frame. So I brought both. We don't film with the A7 II because it is only 1080p. So, yeah, we did something different.
And then there was just me on a whim buying an S5 Mark II after speaking to way too many YouTubers that really did convince me to get another body. And I'm like, oh, okay, you got me. You got me. It looks so good. You let me hold it. I really liked it.
I know APS-C isn't micro four thirds, but the average person will look at it and understand that, so it's fine. Okay? I brought the 2 types of Sony sensors with me. I knew someone was gonna correct me on that. I'm like, someone's gonna correct me on that. I know. Gosh. I should have also given you one of my vintage lenses. I didn't. The 35 millimeter. I don't use it because I have a autofocus 35 millimeter.
That's fine.
So next time.
It just means I can go keep looking for some. I've got the adapters now. I do want to get a 500mm lens though because it's fun.
So Mike Jones says,
really
no,
fun.
Guys, keep it one channel. No one likes going to a million places. We all want to 3D print and then have lunch in the same room. I understand that. And there will be behind the scenes content. Actually, I should post that from China where Jacob and I did do like a big, long food vlog. But from a business focus, it is smarter for us to separate the channels because companies that would want to sponsor us or have us come out to their restaurants or, and all that, they'll be much happier to sponsor a channel that is food focused. The same way that we have the edited episodes for the podcast on its own dedicated channel. This is done specifically this way to ensure that we don't have problems and that we can separate the channels for the sponsorships that they can bring in. So, yeah. Yeah. GP3 Designs is how about Instagram, at least in terms of connecting with your existing base. I need to learn how to use Instagram more. We might just end up making a third Instagram channel thing. I don't know. If you know how to use socials like this accurately, just ping us in the Discord. That'd be great. Imagine if you took us to lunch, million viewers. So we thought about this. We thought about streaming live because you can stream on a 360 camera. I could stream directly from the 360 camera to YouTube. It wouldn't even be difficult. But I'm worried about the microphones picking up like us chewing. That's the kind of stuff that I'm not comfortable with. So it's why we don't do it.
No. You double that down and it's ASMR chewing noises.
No, absolutely not. Those are the worst. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. No.
You get so many more views, and that's why you don't want to do it.
Yep.
You hate the idea that it will be successful.
Mike Jones says,
"Oh no!
Oh, so you can't please the viewer because of sponsors." Yeah, that's a shit. I gotta give me a second. Take over. I gotta do something.
There's nothing to take over from. Grant, you can't just abandon me like this. You were finishing.
I knew that.
It's probably close.
It's gonna happen during the show.
It's probably close to the end of the show anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I'm floundering.
All right.
But no,
That'll be
like,
fine.
yeah.
I'll make that happen.
I've always been saying we should put more stuff on the Making Awesome channel because I think it would be nice and use it as just a generic channel.
All right.
But
that'll be fine. That'll be fine till
it's
we're
not
done.
up to me.
Woo! All right, so what do you think just happened? Why did I have to get up so quickly?
Printhead hit part started to layer shift.
No.
Filament run out, but didn't run out correctly. You had to interject to cut the filament free and then swap it out.
Kind of. So we're running some big parts on the XL. I cannot tell you, I cannot show you. I'm under NDA, and it's quasi-ITAR anyways. The parts are over a kilo. That was the kilo running out. And that was it popping off the spool and making that spring noise. So I just quickly hit change filament on the XL, and I'll put a new spool on it when we're done. How are all the other machines doing? I can hear the Core 1L. It's got a squeaky bearing. I think I have to lubricate them. Oh no, it's not the bearings. It's the arm. It's the arm. The arm squeaks. So I'll lubricate the arm when we're done with this print. Although I think this print
That's
is
actually quite a common problem.
Yeah, I'm running 90 something hours on the Core 1L right now. So yeah. But yes, so we are likely going to be separating the channels because it makes it easier to get sponsors for the food side of things that don't care about the 3D printing side of things, and the 3D printing side sponsors that don't care about the food side. So, yeah. It has I almost fell for that Core 1 uses ARM joke. You almost got me, John. You saw me stop myself. You almost got me. You almost got me. Mutual says, there is a print fix Friday. How about some episodes that celebrate and showing people who have successfully made awesome, not industry, but everyday Dick and Jane people printers. So that was a whole series that we planned called Makers Making Awesome. We even have a channel for it in the Discord. The problem is that I don't want people to nominate themselves, because, like, that's just kind of weird. And at the same time, it's not easy to find those kind of things like that, you know? It's not easy. So, yeah. I don't know. We started doing, maybe we'll start it in the new year. I mean, look, if you're in our Discord and you want to help out with this, please do. I would love to do a Makers Making Awesome like once a month, where we show off some of the cool stuff that we saw online and places, and we do it like, the last week of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, we release a video called Makers Making Awesome. John S. said, I'm impressed you caught yourself mid-sentence. Rare to see someone's brain working at the same time as their mouth. Some might say I don't have a brain. Dreams Voice said, can you dual stream this to the Making Awesome podcast channel too? We can, but we are likely not going to, because the Making Awesome channel is where the edited episodes go. So if you don't want a lot of the interstitched BS, go there. Right? But it's not live or anything like that. It's edited. If you like all the extra BS and the internet problems and all that, stay here. That's what it's for. But you should like and subscribe no matter where you are, because, that stuff helps the channel grow. Sponsors would like you to only talk about their product, doing a disservice to the 3D print community, so there's a conflict of interest being sponsored. No, there isn't. But you have to have the right sponsorships. So when we accept sponsorships from companies, the deals include that we can say whatever we want. If someone is saying we will only give you money to speak kindly of us, I'm lambasting you online, and I'm showing what you said. If you are if you're trying to give us money for a positive review, I'm calling you out. And that means I'm going to get blacklisted. And I don't care. But, like, we had sponsors for Forum Next. So, Bondtech gave us some money, FiberSeek gave us some money, and Prusa did the lion's share of the money. They all got the same spot. It's at the end of the videos, and sometimes at the front, thanking them for making it possible. That's it. That's all they're paying for. Yes, does it mean that we have a tendency to go look at their booths as well? Absolutely. We didn't film with FiberSeek. They were always so busy we couldn't film with them. We got some B-roll and things, but we have a lot of B-roll from the factory tour that we did in China.
Yeah.
You do have to be careful. So goes on saying, yeah, it's hard. They pay the bills, but I think siding with the consumer's wallet rather than the sponsor bottom line will pay off in the long run. That's what we're hoping for. We're blacklisted from the largest marketing company in this industry. Bamboo hates us. I don't know if they hate us, but we're blacklisted from them. They will not work with us. Right? And why? Because I showed things they didn't want us to show. So they blacklisted us. Okay. No problem. And does that mean we are financially in a harder spot than people that do get sponsored by them? Absolutely. Am I comfortable with that? I've come to terms with it. I would like to be able to, afford living. I'd like to take some money out of this channel. I know Jacob would like to be able to take some money out of this channel too.
Damn right.
But we make a lot of decisions that aren't necessarily in the best interest of our wallet. Like turning off the ads during the stream so that you guys don't get an interrupted experience. And what do? We ask for donations, right? That's how we solve the problem. So yeah. The way that I look at it, when you have a travel and a food channel, you open yourself up to a lot of different sponsorships and product placement opportunities that you don't get with a 3D printing channel. And YouTube has to understand who your target audience is. If your target audience is 3D printing and travel, they don't know who to send people. Like, they don't know what people to send to you. It's better for you to have a dedicated travel channel, a dedicated 3D printing channel, and like we have a dedicated edited podcast channel. They are all dedicated channels. Because it makes it easier to segment the viewers that go to those channels. When we post new channels, you guys will know about it. We will tell you. We will post about it both physically. We'll talk about it in videos. Like, hey, if you want to follow us along in our travel adventures, this is where you'll be able to find that content now. Great. No problem. No problem. Mike Jones says, everyone says what they want, but in the end, I've seen like 100 videos on the U1 and still don't know if it's good or not. Ah, okay. So I can give you the Grant has a couple of hours of seat time with a U1 experience. It is a decent machine that is built, in my opinion, with subpar materials.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
It feels, looks, and sounds very plasticky. However, it's a damn fine machine. It runs.
They've done a really good job at
really
maximizing it. They've maximized what materials they've used.
We got to mess with one deep in the Cheyenne Mountains with Dia de la Tuasha from Argentina.
You did it!
Yeah, I know. And now that he's taught me how to do it, I can do Tuasha. It's no big deal. Dia de la Tuasha. It's fine. Like, people forget that I'm half Cuban and I can pronounce things properly in a Spanish or Hispanic style accent. It's not that big of a deal for me. But in the time that we got to use it, it did very, very well. I am very happy with that machine. And quite frankly, if you don't need the build volume or the extra tool head stuff that the XL has done, you don't want to spend the money or wait for an index, I think the U1 is a significantly better option than an AMS printer. Simple as that. Now, do I have one? No. Did we make a contact at Snapmaker and are trying to get one? Yes. Do I want to compare a Snapmaker U1 to a Prusa XL? You bet your sweet ass I do. Now, I think the U1 is going to beat the XL. And the only reason I believe that is because the price point. It is so much cheaper than an XL. And I think that they've taken the years that the XL's been on the market, they've taken a lot the XL's done right, a lot of what the XL has done wrong, and they've refined it. But for my business, I also need the build volume of the XL. So for me, personally, the XL has to win because I need the build volume. But if you don't need the build volume, the price difference alone says the U1, you should be considering it before you consider an XL. But I would think that if you don't need the silicone, the pick and place, continuous fiber, whatever, a Prusa Core 1L with index is a much better move than a Prusa XL. I said it. It's half the friggin' price, too. Like, Jesus, like, why wouldn't you? Also, Steve Knobs with the £5. Thank you, sir. Like, it's hard to sit here and say, oh, yeah, go buy from Prusa. Yeah. I like Prusa. We've been to their factory 3 times. I visited Prague 3 times.
I've been once now.
And it is amazing. I love going there. We have so many friends there. We went to Kunta Hora. Just Google Kunta space Hora. Just Google that. We went on an hour-long drive outside of Prague to Kunta Hora. There is no footage of it. We were not allowed to film where we went. But I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go Google it, and you'll see. We love
probably one of the most surreal experiences I've had in a hot minute, and it's worth doing.
Yes, absolutely. It's Kutna Hora? Ah, Kutna. Is it Kutna? I thought... Hold on. Oh, God, it is Kutna. It's Kutna Hora, excuse me. Kutna. Kutna Hora. You can spell it wrong and you'll still figure it out. It's fine. But yes, Kutna Hora. Thank you, local Czech resident CZ Oliver, who we did not end up being able to meet. That was upsetting. But yeah, I would think that there's a lot of opportunity out there. And I certainly think that comparing the U1 to the XL is a valid comparison. And I think for the average consumer, the XL can't compete on price, and that's all that matters. The average consumer cares so much more about price than they do anything else. That's why I think the Core 1L is going to sell very, very well. Like, I'm running the same parts I would normally run on the Plus 4 right now on the Core 1L, and I'm going to see how it handles it. If it handles it well, I am likely removing some of the Plus 4s from our shop and replacing it with Core 1Ls. Mainly because the damn Plus 4s have so many inherent problems that make them a pain in the ass to work on that the Core 1L doesn't have. Right? So, but I would argue that if you don't need separate extruders and you're totally fine with an index style system, index on an SV08 is going to be, that will be the 2026 printer of the year. I almost guarantee it. Yeah. Unless Bambi pulls another thing out of their ass. But you can do a SV08 with index for less than the cost of the upgrade from the H2D to the H2C. It is an $800 upgrade. You can do an entire SV08. You might even be able to do the max if you get things at the right time. But you can do an SV08 with an 8+ head index system for less than $800. And I'm sorry, as long as you're okay with tinkering, that is a much better value. But if you're looking at what can I purchase right now? Right now. Yeah. The U1 is a difficult machine to say no to, but you ain't getting until like friggin' Easter anyways, so. Yeah. What is the nature of Prusa's Index exclusivity? From my understanding, they are the exclusive launch integrator for the Index.
I mean, the easy thing to say
that's
is
all that I know.
We don't know because we didn't see the contract, and we shouldn't probably question it either.
That's fair
because it's between them.
But Prusa specifically used the terminology in their marketing meeting with the content creators that they had, that they are the exclusive launch integrator. I don't know what that exactly means, but that's what I've heard. So, the question mark is if it shuts others out for 12 months. We can confirm that answer is no. Gustav confirmed it for us earlier. He confirmed Construct 2 with Index at Formnext next year, which would be less than 12 months away from when Index on Core 1 is available. So technically, we can confirm that. Jacob's over here. I have an NDA. I have an NDA. My name is Jacob Lord, and I have an NDA.
I am not going to risk my NDA just for some fun shenanigans.
I don't have an NDA. I can extrapolate as much as I want.
Oh.
I want to see the integration of Index on the Core 1. Me too. The system that we all saw at Formnext is not a complete system. It was still using the Pinda probe rather than using the nozzle probing. So there is still some things that will be refined on that system. And I'm excited for it. That's the kind of stuff that I'm excited for. And yes, I am enjoying poking Jacob about this.
Everyone loves poking me. I'm very fun to poke.
What are you, the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Maybe. Maybe not. I do make some fun sounds. Depends where you poke.
I'm clipping that. But yeah, dude, that's probably all that we got for this one. I think it's pretty. So you guys got any other questions about this kind of stuff? I'm realizing that like this topic could have been like a 45-minute podcast and we should have been smarter about it.
Probably.
But we did just agree to do this yesterday evening, so
yep.
Are we doing one next week?
Maybe. I don't see why we wouldn't.
It's the 21st next weekend. So we always miss
Anything
Christmas.
special about the 21st?
No. It's
Not
just
Christmas. It's just December.
Yeah, it's not Christmas, so we're okay.
At some point, I will be in Wales in like a week or two because I'm delivering a printer.
Oh,
So
you're not doing that
Don't
on a
know.
weekend.
I don't know. Business doesn't stop on a weekend.
Yeah, but your customers aren't open on weekends.
Good point.
Yep. What was this stream about again? That's a great question. We always ask ourselves that every single time.
Form next and form next adjacent shenanigans.
Gilbert
Pretty much.
Nar says, I have a scary feeling in going to get my Index and Fiber Seeker 3 on the same day. Cars, yes. Oh, I didn't talk about my car problem.
Yeah, what happened to your car?
I had to go through some deep water, this car's 23 years old. It shouldn't have been a problem. But it was a problem. I now no longer have first gear, fourth gear. My alternator wasn't working yesterday, so my battery died. Thankfully, the voltage dipped and it came back up a couple hours later. I was able to restart my car, drive very quickly home, of course, obeying every single traffic signal because I am, of course, a good boy that would never do something like that. Both of my O2 sensors are throwing heater errors. So if you happen to know how to work on a 2002 or 98 to O2, it's the same thing. Honda Accord EX V6. So it is the J30 V6. I am at a loss. It's almost certainly something electrical related, like I got water into the ECU. But I don't know. So it throws a shift solenoid B error. So I have a new shift solenoid B showing up later today. Hilariously, the parts from Amazon were the same brands that I can buy off of Rock Auto. And
That's quite funny.
the Honda dealer could not get me the parts, so I had to buy it from Florida.
That's even funnier.
John S says, get used to going through deep water, Grant. You're in Florida. It's only going to get worse. Gregman says, buy a new used car. Remember, guys, this channel isn't profitable, and I don't pay myself. So it is not possible for me at this time to buy a new car. Even a $1,000 car. I can't do it. So my car currently works enough to go back and forth to UPS, even though the alternator doesn't work. The battery is big enough that it's not that big of a deal. I have to manually shift it. So it's got D4, D3, D2, and D1. D1 and D2 are exactly the same. D3 and D4 are exactly the same. But you have to shift it like you're driving a manual. So, gas, off gas, in clutch, shift, off clutch, on gas again. Or it's like you flat foot shift, where it's gas, clutch, vroom, RPMs through the roof until it grabs the next gear and chirps the tires, and the whole engine, goes crazy. So there are some things messed up in the car currently.
It just sounds like you had a free upgrade to a manual.
This is not the way I wanted to manual swap my car. And since it only has gears 2 and 3, I'm limited to about 70 miles an hour. Because above that, at 70 miles an hour, I'm at 4,000 RPM.
Oh, you're fine. You can push it to 5 to 6.
Here's the next problem.
It's a Honda engine.
It's a VTEC.
Exactly. It's a Honda.
Hold on. The VTEC system isn't working either. So when the car goes above 4,500 RPM and the VTEC solenoid is supposed to kick in, because VTEC just kicked in, which, for those that don't know what VTEC is, it is a hydraulically operated system that uses oil from your engine to basically change what cam lobes the cam shaft is basically using, right? What the rockers are hitting on the cam lobe. It uses one with a longer duration, basically. So your valves are open longer, so you get more horsepower and more torque above 4,500 RPM. Something is not triggering that right now. So if it goes above 4,500 RPM, the car throws itself into limp mode.
Your car's shit, mate. Do you want to buy a 2016 Nissan Leaf with
I can
maybe
buy them
50
for
miles of battery
$1,000
range?
US right now. And
you know what's mad? You can
I'm
to replace the battery with a used one costs $4,000.
the batteries.
The
fine.
batteries are worth more than the car.
You can get but you can get green gene batteries out here and just replace the dead cells. But I'm not going down that. I'm not going down that. Have the business buy a new car. How much money do you think we make in profit? Like and there's no way that I could legally do that because I use the car for more than just business activities, and so it's more complicated.
Just have an Insta360 camera 24/7. You'll be fine. It's for YouTube now.
Well, so
Just have a dead YouTube channel that is just Grant drives around. Now it's a YouTube expense.
Well, I'm glad that I noticed the battery wasn't charging, because I have a voltmeter in my car that measures the voltage coming out of the cigarette lighter. And I'm like, why is my car at 10 volts? Like, I don't know, maybe the alternator doesn't kick in until 9.5. Nope. And at 8.5 volts, my good sir, it starts to misfire.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, I just have to be careful right now. I've got the new shift solenoid B coming in. I need to get the car in the air to determine what got water in it. And then, yeah, we'll see what we can do to solve the problem. I am not giving up on this car. I'm not. I love this car. It is a ton of fun to drive. It is a great vehicle. And outside of going through 150 millimeters worth of water, it has been a very reliable vehicle for the 23 years it has been in my family. If I do have to put a few $100 into this car, fine. But I'm going to replace the shift solenoid, see if that fixes the shifting. So the nice thing about this transmission, it is super easy to work on. Shift solenoids, you expect them to be inside the transmission, right?
Yeah, I'd
Nope.
assume so.
They're all on the outside. And where is it,
that
Jacob?
makes it easier to work on.
It is...
Wait.
Where do you think it is?
That's going to be in the most awkward area.
Nope, it's super convenient. It is on the top of the transmission, right next to where the motor plate is. So
Wait, does that mean you can access it from the inside?
I have to remove the battery. That's it. I got to pull
Wait,
the
that's
12-volt
it?
battery
Oh, that's easy.
and the battery case out. Boom, I can get right to it.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Tulsa Skin says, fill your garage with rice. 1, my garage is a YouTube set. 2, that would be cultural appropriation. My car was made in Japan. I am not filling it full of rice. That's just not nice. Little Nepomuk with the €5 for the car fund. I think that's going to be more of the Uber fund when the car does eventually fail on me. Sounds like you need to call Tavarish. He knows a thing or two about water damage. And the funny thing is, he's only about an hour and a half away from me, but Sam Crack would be the closer YouTuber about it. I haven't bothered Sam. Like, we've worked with Sam before. I have his personal cell phone number. He has mine. We are friends. But I haven't bothered Sam about it yet, because it's not like I need Sam's help. And, like, that's not what Sam does. Sam is a content creator. He is a mechanic by necessity. He doesn't want to work on people's cars for fun. Okay? If anything, I'm going to call my mechanic, his name is Cruz Motorsports, off of Nebraska and Florida, I think is where he's located. It'd be like, hey, can I come film this shit so we see how messed up the car is? And he'll be like, hell yeah, it'll be great. Yeah. Shane1234C says, for anyone that has seen Employee of the Month, Grant is not trying to sell his sweet Honda Civic. Well, it's an Accord, so no, I'm not. But yeah, that's my fun problem with my car. So right now the hood is open, it's on a battery charger, and it's going to be what it's going to be. That's life. What else can you do? I have learned a valuable lesson. I assumed the ECU was water sealed, and over the last 23 years, some sort of control module has become not water sealed and got water in it. So, lessons have been learned. But yeah, that's all, man. Anything else from you?
Nope, that's everything from me. Like we talked about Formnext, we talked about machine design. That's what I'm really here for. Cool machines and a little bit of food. So I'm happy with that.
Yep.
That's
Remember,
good to
stay
me.
till after the outro so we can give away, 3 rolls of filament. But that is all we have for you all today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Don't forget, I don't know, go give Spectrum the middle finger if you ever see them, because they really took this stream from being what I would think is a great stream to being something that, in my opinion, was a subpar stream. I 100% blame Spectrum for that. We were ready. Spectrum threw me completely off my game. So, oh well. I'll take it up with them later. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Oh, keep making awesome. So I don't think I ever said keep making awesome. Keep making awesome. See you later. Take care.
Bye, guys.
All right. The stream recording has stopped. My personal recording has stopped. Let's give away some filament. 39 responses. That's it? All right, fine. That's like a 1 in 10 chance of getting filament, man. It's a pretty good chance.
So bloody tired today. Oh.
Wheel of Names. Yeah, I feel like we are both kind of off like the vibe for everything. Like you're exhausted and I am just off because of I'm watching my my internet just shit the bed. It sucks.
I mean, honestly, I am more awake than I thought I would be, considering I went out clubbing last night and it was absolutely amazing. We had a private club for someone's birthday party booked, so it was the entire club for like 15 people. It's actually kind of baller.
So the first one is the Mocker. I think they're in here. I saw them earlier. Yeah, they're still in here. Let's see if they reply. But they're in the EU and the UK, which means they will win a shirt. So let me do that. Yeah, they're there. All right. So we got them. Next one. Let's see.
Oh.
Dustin Doyle. Let's see if you are around. Let's see if you're around. Oh, literally, they are. They said congratulations earlier. You win a spool of printed solid filament. Make sure to message me on Discord, and I will get that sent out. Let's see who else we got here. And for the last one, where is the name there? Charmingly Chimera. Let's see if they're in the chat. I don't think they are.
Ooh.
But I'll put it in there. And if they are, they are. If they aren't, they aren't. That is it, guys. We're going to go send you to go hang out with Mr. Steve Builds. He is, I forget what the hell he's doing today. He's doing something. It's Steve. So he's got to be doing something. Let's see. Is it Trident to Trimax? Is that what he's doing? I think so. Scheduled for December 14th at 1:30. Yes. Okay. That's what Steve is doing. So we're going to go send you guys over to Steve. We'll see you all later. Take care.
Ciao, ciao.